near side receiver was not on the line of scrimmage. That's we've seen three silly penalties by both teams. This is the playoffs. You can't make mistakes like that. Liberty's first drive was pushed back with 2 procedure plays and then right there in legal formation. You should know how to line up this late in the season on that line of scrimmage. You should know your formation calls.
So now back to 2nd and 10. They wipe out the 5-yard carry on first down by Carey due to the penalty now. And it's 3 left, 1 right. Carey remains in the backfield. Is going to get the call straight up the middle, bounces off 1, and he nosedives back to the line of scrimmage. Third.
He was 300 pounds in. He just pushed his way through there and clogged up the line of scrimmage. Nice job there by Isaiah Hall, number 79.
3rd and long play, same formation. 3 left, 1 right. Low snap. Graves rolling right, stepping up in the pocket, getting chased, zips it over the middle, zips it low, and incomplete.
Graves actually did a pretty remarkable job to escape the pressure, but once he escaped the pressure, he kind of hurried his throw. He had time to go just a little bit of a fraction slower and make sure he stepped into his throw. He didn't do that, and the ball bounces short of the receiver. It would have been a first down for the Trojans.
He's looking for Stanfield, and he one-hopped it to him, and now it's going to be 4th down. The punt unit's going to be out there. This punt is going to be a line drive. It is going to roll out of bounds. Near the 37-yard line. Here comes Liberty for the second time. Again, they tried that fake punt, but that's not a terrible call when you're on the opponent side of midfield.
It actually didn't work. It didn't work, but you didn't get up too bad in field position, and you didn't lose the ball. Didn't lose tremendous field position on the other end. So you have to feel pretty good if you're Liberty right now.
So Blue Jays back with it, first and 10 off their own 36-yard line. Lowry will be the tailback again behind his quarterback Alex Roush, who's starting to garner some D2 interest across the Midwest. They're going to give to Lowry, bumping it out right side, trying to get to the sideline, and now he's dropped in the open field. Wonderful tackle by the outside linebacker Carter Gosling.
Yeah, they have just speed all over the place on this Park Hill defense, and they ask a lot of their linebackers with this only 3-man defensive line. They love to run 3-4, 3-5 looks. Sometimes they ask a lot for their linebackers, and did a nice job just flying up and making the open field tackle there.
Good crowd out here in Liberty on this Friday night playoff. Your side too far and incomplete. He was looking for Book again, and now it's going to be 3rd down. Met with some boos from the Liberty crowd. They were thinking either Roush got dumped after he got rid of it, or maybe Book got hit.
Yeah, it was right there on the sideline. It was close. I don't see a reason for the boos there. If I'm being completely honest. And neutral.
3rd and 9. The slow start offensively to this game for Liberty. Park Hill showing pressure with Hayden Walls. Let's see if they bring him. They will on a stunt. Roush is going to zip a deep ball far side. It's picked off to Sean Powell. Patrol on the sideline. Has got an interception, and Park Hill's got it back.
You mentioned the experience from Sean Powell. They lost a lot in this defensive backfield. Powell's one of the guys that is back. Played great throughout his career, and that ball was just floated up in the air by Roush, and Powell almost had time to come back to it like a center fielder. You see in baseball where they come back, and then they run toward, so they get momentum on the throw. That was one of those perfect plays there by Sean Powell. Nice job by this Trojans defense.
His 4th pick of the year, and now the Trojans are in business from their own 41-yard line. First pick of the ball game. And for Alex Roush, doesn't throw a lot of those.
No, does not.
Only his 8th pick of the year. They're going to throw over the middle. That one's batted down the line of scrimmage. They were looking for Noel in the slot, and it's going to be 2nd and 10. Here's Jalen Noel, and you remember Ronnie Bell obviously grabbed the headlines for Park Hill last year, but Jalen Noel last year as a freshman, he was heavily involved in that offense.
Yeah, and he's put up nice numbers this season. 7 touchdown receptions, 14.6 yards of reception. He burned Liberty in the game earlier this season with 5 receptions for 74 yards and a touchdown. So he's somebody they like to get going in this offense.
6:55 to go, opening quarter, no score from Liberty. They're going to zip it out to Noel in the flat. That's a live ball, and now they're going to say it's incomplete. They threw it down the line to Noel on a bubble screen look, and they reacted for a minute as if it was a live football, and then the side judge says incomplete, 3rd and 10.
Yeah, I think the side judge just saw it go forward just enough, but we were talking about getting Noel involved in the offense. 2 plays right out of this gate, out of the gate on this drive where they've targeted him, trying to get him involved.
3rd and 10, 6:49 to go, opening quarter. Like I mentioned, no score. Liberty has turned it over on downs, and then a turnover via the interception on the previous drive. Park Hill has punted. This is their second drive of the ball game. Grades out of the shotgun. Liberty bringing pressure. They're going to throw a deep ball over the middle. No one in the neighborhood. Subs got held up, and it's 4th down, and the Park Hill punt unit's going to come on again.
Nice job by both defenses so far early on. They tried to get the receiver coming over the middle. They brought pressure, and just nothing there for Ryan Graves in this Park Hill offense. Nice job by both defenses here.
Punt unit back out. And Evans strike. Back deep to return this punt for the Blue Jays. Strike. And this punt is a low snap, but getting rid of a line drive kick, and Strike is going to watch it bounce inside the 15, roll near the 10-yard line, inside the 10, all the way down to the 7. That ball had wheels on it, and a great way to flip field position there by Colby Henriksen, the punter for Park Hill.
Yeah, he's a guy that's just all over the field. Henderson plays on both sides, and is also the punter. He's had a good season this year, averaging 37 yards a punt. That will definitely bump your average up right there. That had some good movement on it.
6:31 to go, opening quarter. Neither offense right now finding much traction in the opening quarter. And Liberty, this will be the 3rd time they've touched it. Roush again threw a pick on that 3rd down play on the previous drive. Deshaun Powell got the better of him. This time they're going to start inside their own 10-yard line. They send Lowry in motion. They're going to hand off straight up the middle to the backup tailback, Quentin Rash. It's going to be a gain of about a yard out to the 8-yard line. Rash, the second back in this Liberty backfield. It's only a 16th touch on the ground this year. He's also scored a touchdown. Nathan Gray will get a lot of carries as well today. Expect him to do something. 62 carries, 225 for him, and 6 touchdowns on the ground. But he also splits out quite a bit in this offense. 2nd and 9. Roush back to the shotgun. Play fake, holding on to it, rolling right. Now he uncorks a deep ball. Lowry wasn't looking for it, and it's going to be an incompletion. Here comes 3rd and 9. He wanted to go vertical, but Lowry stopped his route.
And also, they were this Trojan defense was well aware of Lowry coming out of the backfield there. 3 defensive players right here, 3 Trojans blanketing him from front to back. Nowhere for Roush to throw to. Fortunately, he almost held on it just 1 fraction too long, and would have been sacked possibly right in the end zone.
2 receivers to the right side. A tight end to the right and a tight end to the left for Roush. Here's another 3rd down. A pick on the last 3rd down. Shotgun snap, play fake with time. Stepping up, running out of time. Zips it into the flat, completes it across the 15, 20. With a lot of room across the 25 and stepping out of bounds at the big catch and run for Evans Strike. And that gives them a 1st down. They were looking to get the monkey off the back on 3rd down. They finally did.
And Strike's really kind of their security blanket, if you work and watch the Blue Jays on film. He's the guy they'd like to go to when they need a big 3rd down play. Right there, he was wide open. He had to kind of bobble it as he was catching the ball, but Roush did just enough to get it to him, and Strike did a nice job scooting up the field for the 1st down.
That's the thing that colleges like to see, though. Strike was the last option on that play. Went through his reads, got pressured, stepped up, and still kept his eyes downfield and found the open target. 1st and 10, they're going to keep it on the ground with Lowry spinning off tacklers, and he pinballs down to the 29-yard line. Maybe give him a half a yard.
Maybe a half a yard. There's not a lot of room to run. 7 Park Hill defensive players flew to the football right there. They've got their eyes on Jack Lowry, so it's going to have to be Roush is going to have to find somebody else, whether it's Strike, whether it's Stotson, whether it's Bach or Book. to get this offense going, because it's going to be tough sledding for Lowry tonight.
Again, these two teams met back in August, and Liberty, they threw the ball well, did not run it well. Lowry carried 10 times for 24 yards. They're going to try Lowry again on a counter. He's got a first down across the 40, and he's decked near the 41-yard line. There was a gashing run by Lowry.
There you go. That's a little bit better. First time we've seen that gashing run, as you mentioned. And it took a counter play, because you watch this Park Hill team, they fly to the football so heavy, and that's how you do that. How you get them is you run counters, you run draws, you run screens, because they fly to the football so effectively. Right there, nice little counter call by Chad Friedgen's offensive coaching staff.
This is the 8th season at the helm for Friedgen for Liberty. Here's a play fake from Roush, throwing a comeback near side. This time he completes it. And he's been looking on the near side of Michael Book 3 times now. That's the first time he's completed it to him, and it's going to be 12 and a first.
But that's a nice play. Nice play by Roush. You keep talking about how he does have that ability to play on that next level. He did go through his progressions there on that RPO to find Book wide open on the sideline in the soft spot of the zone.
Up to the 45 of Park Hill. As we creep inside 5 minutes to go, opening quarter, no score. Lowry on the give straight up the middle, sidesteps one, and then turns his feet down to the 44-yard line. Give him a yard on first down. Again, Liberty went for it on 4th down their opening drive, threw a pick on their second drive. This third drive started at their own 7-yard line. They're now at the Park Hill 44-yard line in a nothing game. 4:20 to go, opening quarter. Winner go home. Round 1 of district playoffs in the state of Missouri, and this one maybe the most competitive district in all of Class 6 as far as district play is concerned. District 4 winner of this game gets the winner of Lee Summit North and Ray Peck next week. We haven't even talked about the underside of this bracket that's just as loaded. Second and 9 play. High snap. They're going to give on the ground across the 40-yard line. A good pickup on second down is going to set up a third and about 4 play.
And that's what this Liberty Blue Jay offense needs to be. It needs to be those third and manageable situations. We've seen him in third and long multiple times, and you can only hope that Alex Roush can scramble and pull a rabbit out of his hat so many times here. You need to make these. You need to win first and second down. So if you do
third and four, Nathan Gray in the backfield. Lowry goes in motion. They're going to fake to him, give to Gray straight up the middle, turning his feet, has a first down as he lunges to the 33-yard line.
All right, we kind of called out Hayden West early on in the game, the center who was called for 2 procedure plays, but he did an outstanding job on that play, opening up a nice hole on a kind of jet sweep counter action, and it worked well. Nice conversion for the Blue Jays on this drive.
Again, talked about Gray, 225 yards of rushing coming into this game. 6 touchdowns on the ground, also a threat in the air. Caught 24 passes, 200 yards, and a touchdown. They're going to fake to Lowry on a first down. They're going to go for it all left side in the end zone, and it's incomplete on the diving attempt. And here comes second down.
Nice coverage by Javon Gathright in the hip pocket of the receiver. And you know what I liked about that play also is Roush put that where only his receiver could get the ball. He put it in a perfect spot. Unfortunately, just was not able to come up with it.
They were looking for Dotson, and here comes a 2nd and 10 play. 4 receivers in the formation. Lowry back into the backfield at tailback. They're going to zip it right side, complete it near the 30-yard line, and stepping out of bounds is Strike. Another grab for him, and here comes third down. They pick up 3 yards on the quick out route.
They're definitely doing everything they can to get the ball out of Roush's hands quickly. We've seen that more. We've seen that adjustment here on this drive, even on that long pass play. It was we're going to throw it up and let our receiver try to get underneath it. So they're trying to do everything they can to kind of counter this quick, aggressive defensive line from Park Hill.
Strike to the left with Gray, to the right Dotson and Book. They're going to send Dotson in motion to the left side. Out of the pistol, Roush is going to play fake, zip it left side, complete it to Gray, lowers the shoulder, dives to the first down marker, and he's got it near the 22-yard line. Nathan Gray converting 2 third downs on his drive.
Like how you continue to work to some other parts of this offense. You know, Nathan Gray's listed as an H-back, and he lined up on the wing there, and they play action out of the backfield. Everybody kind of thought Lowry was going to hit the football, ball, and he was wide open, and Roush again with a nice, easy, simple throw off the play action for the first down. Well, maybe the first down. They're going to measure it. There's fourth down listed. I don't know if he got a good spot there. It sure looked like to me that he was across the 22-yard line.
It looked like it from our vantage point. And even if he's short here, you would imagine 4 down territory. They showed they're willing to go for it near the 45-yard line. I don't know why they wouldn't. Yeah, here near the 22, 2:30 to go. Opening quarter from Liberty High School out here in Liberty, Missouri. Trojans went 5-4 this year. Finished the season 25th in the A10varsity.com poll. Liberty 6-3, finished number 20 in the poll. And again, this is week 1 of playoffs in Kansas and Missouri.
Yep, and speaking of a playoff score, I know folks are interested in this part of the world. Lee Summit North is now up 7-0 over Ray Peck. The winner of this game is going to play the winner of that game, and Lee Summit North, the heavy favorite to win tonight over the Panthers.
3 right, 1 left. They do move the chains, give Liberty a first down to the 22-yard line. Here's a throw right side incomplete. There's miscommunication between Roush and William Dotson, his receiver to the right side.
Yeah, I think they were expecting a hitch or a quick out from this inside receiver. Neither one of them ran what Roush wanted, and very fortunate. Sometimes you see those plays turn into interceptions. Very fortunate there was not a Trojan defender in the vicinity.
Book to the left side. Strike in the slot to the right. He's been busy. Targeted a lot in this opening quarter. 2:18 to play opening quarter. Second and 10 play. They're going to keep it on the ground with Nathan Gray. Flag flies as he bumps into the ref near the 12-yard line and hits the deck right at the first down marker. But again, a flag flew near the line of scrimmage at the snap of the football. And this one may be coming back.
Yeah, I think they're going to get left guard Colin Truster for a hold thrown right at his feet. That's usually a pretty good indication that you're going to get penalized. Especially when it's right at your feet.
So they're going to mark him back. Would have been a first down run. Instead, they're going backwards. Blake Fordyce, by the way, just checked back into the ball game. He's going to be to the left side. We were talking about him. On the opening drive, came up limp. He was holding that right hamstring. But he's back into the ball game here with 2:07 to play in the opening quarter. He winds up wide to the left side on an island.
And it's interesting. They know immediately. They got 2 guys rolled up to his side.
Roush is going to keep it on the ground. A design quarterback run play is going to get back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd and 20.
Jamil Burns, who does not get as much love and attention as some of the other defensive linemen on the squad, but 46 tackles and 11 tackles for a loss at number 12.
3rd and 20, Michael Book and Blake Fordyce. Line to the right side, all receivers to the right side, 3 to the right, no one to the left except for a tight end. Lowry in the backfield on a 3rd and long. They're going to fake it to him. Roush is going to roll to the right side, getting chased by Wilson. Zips a comeback, completes it. Dodging one man, getting decked at the 17 is Book. And he's going to be a few yards shy of that first down, about 4 yards shy. And this may be 4 down territory.
That just shows you the impact that Wilson has on the play. He forced Roush to scramble and almost throw a bad pass. Very fortunate for the Blue Jays that they were able to get almost a first down on that play. But Johnny Wilson making an impact there.
They will go for it. 4th and 4. We're inside 45 seconds to go. Opening quarter. Roush wants to throw over the middle. It's incomplete. The receiver wasn't ready for it.
Guess who? I think it was tipped a little bit to the line of scrimmage. I think Johnny Wilson got his big 6'3", 255-pound arms up there to nick it just away. So I'm not going to give that one to the receiver. I think that was a heck of a defensive play by one of the best underclass recruits in the state of Missouri, Johnny Wilson.
Another turnover on downs to this Liberty offense. And again, technically, that's 3 turnovers in this game. We turnover on downs is something that's often overlooked. But yeah, technically 3 possessions. 3 turnovers from this Liberty offense. And here comes Park Hill back with it. Their offense, meanwhile, has gone nowhere. At least the Blue Jays have moved it. Park Hill has trudged in this opening quarter offensively. 39 seconds to play in quarter number 1. It'll be Ryan Graves back out there, who will hand it off straight up the middle, pinballing off a couple of defenders for a gain of 1 is Corey Bradford, one of 3 tailbacks that will get work tonight for Park Hill.
And they're really trying hard to kind of set up that inside run, so then they sets up the counter to that, which is Ryan Graves pulling it and able to run with the football, but so far defended very well by this front line of this Blue Jays defense.
4 receivers, and they're the playmakers in this offense. Movement before the snap and now a flag. And Liberty may have gotten a head start there defensively.
Yeah, defensive end jumped offside there by 3 yards.
11 seconds to go, opening quarter. Will be an offsides call. And so second and 8 will quickly become second and 3, and this could be the final play of quarter number 1. See if Graves wants to snap it. Instead, he's going to watch that clock wind down to the end of quarter number 1. A scoreless opening quarter. These two teams, 24-21 back on August 31st. But tonight, it's been all defenses in the opening 12 minutes from Liberty. It's your ESPN Kansas City High School football game of the week. Stay with us.
I had great results. I lost 70 pounds.
1 minute.
We can't hear programs, it's echoing.
My doctor told me if it works for you, then do it. But a lot of people say, how did you lose the weight? I take Andrew 400 days. I'm going to take
we're getting an echo.
We were getting a huge echo.
There's a fix now, yeah.
Try it.
Testing.
Yeah, I don't hear it. Okay, cool. Thank you.
If your commercials aren't strong enough.
Hey, there are stats. Text that to
body
you.
is shrinking. My energy level has gone up, and those things difference is Androfor. It's great stuff. I tried other products and nothing happened.
Guys, if you'd like to lose stubborn belly fat, gain energy, and feel years younger, try Andro 400, the safe, natural, and affordable way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com.
Park Hill, 7 yards of total offense in the first half.
0435 888-400-0435. andro400.com.
Welcome back to Liberty, Missouri. No score after 1 quarter out here in Liberty, and it has been a slow start for the Park Hill Trojans. Nothing on the scoreboard. We were talking about it at break as they're going to open up quarter number 2 with a handoff straight up the middle that goes nowhere to Bradford, and it's going to be 3rd down. We're talking about how slowly this Park Hill offense has come into tonight. 7 yards in that opening quarter on offense.
Yeah, make it 8 now after that 1 yard run. Just not a lot of movement, and Park Hill's struggled on offense mightily this season, but they have been playing better lately, but finding a tough time to get going tonight.
3rd down and a long 3 yards to go. Bradford remains the running back behind Graves. The dual threat quarterback hasn't looked to run yet. He's going to hand it off to Bradford, bounces off 1, spins forward for a yard, and it's going to be 4th down and 1.
Nope. Interesting play call. I would really like to see them try to get Ryan Graves on the perimeter somehow, some way.
Graves is a dual threat guy. Again, he's put up solid numbers through the air, 14 touchdowns throwing the football. There is a Trojan down near the 30-yard line, but on the ground, 632 yards rushing, 5 touchdowns. He's their leading rusher at quarterback. Yeah. And again, it's not designed runs. It's, for the most part, it's Ryan Graves going through his reads, tucking it and taking off. He does a good job of it. There are a few designed runs in this offense for him, but it's similar to what we saw last year from Park Hill. And again, this is a guy playing in the shadow of a guy like Billy Maples. And I mean, you've covered high school football for a long time. When you get a guy like Billy Maples, he doesn't necessarily end up going to a big Division I school, but he was a guy that grabbed a lot of headlines last year. And for Ryan Graves, what's that like?
It's got to be tough. It is so tough to be behind a guy like that and have to live up to those expectations. Very much like Lowry's doing on the flip side for Liberty, following up in Robert Rowley's footsteps. It's very, very tough. You just have to go out, especially a quarterback, and be your own guy. Bring what you can to the table that's different. And certainly Graves' athletic ability, his running ability, is something that Billy Maples did not have a whole lot of.
Punt unit called out there. They get the injured Trojan off the field and strike back deep for Liberty. And it'll be Hendrickson getting away a low line drive kick that hits across the 40-yard line of the Blue Jays. They'll down it near the 37, and here comes Liberty. 3 possessions, racked up 125 yards total offense in that opening quarter. but no points out of the deal.
That's the most important thing. You got to score points to win the game here, but I do like what I've seen from Roush. Do absolutely love how they're using Jack Lowry and moving him around, and Michael Book has become a very reliable receiver, kind of a third option for them, and Street has also done a nice job also. So got to put some points on the board. You move the ball. You just know Park Hill's defense is going to get it better throughout this game because they are very well coached on the defensive side of the ball.
Gray in the backfield for Roush. This is their fourth possession of the ball game, and Roush is going to hand it off, and Gray lost the football, but Liberty recovers it. And boy, it's going to be 2nd and 12, but just so happens that they had a lineman 2 yards deep in the backfield. That ball got stripped out of Gray's right arm, and it came right to the lineman that was in the backfield.
Very, very, very fortunate here that Liberty did not have their second turnover of the game right there because, man, there was some outstanding. Hayden Wallace, the linebacker, blew through there untouched and just stripped the ball from Gray's hand. Very fortunate that lineman was there to pounce on it.
Hayden Wallace playing with a big old club.
That's old
on his right hand.
Look at that.
They called a loss of 4. Roush wants to throw. He'll zip it left side, and it was nearly intercepted. Cathright was in the area.
Boy.
And it's going to be 3rd and long.
He stretched out hard, almost horizontal to the field to get that, and just through his fingertips. Unfortunate break for Park Hill, but a very, very fortunate break for the Blue Jays. That's one that Roush is going to want back because he threw that where only a defender can get it, not where his receiver was open.
10:02 to play, second quarter. This is the opening drive of the second quarter for Liberty in a 0-0 ball game from Liberty, Missouri. Roush, shotgun snap. Looking left, throws a wheel route for Lowry. He's got him on 1st down and more. 40, 30, in the Trojan territory, roped out of bounds near the 26-yard line.
Love the play call. Love that they used Lowry in a different way. They've been running him across on jet sweep attempts. They've been running him out of the backfield. They've been throwing it to him in the flat. That time, fake the flat, run him on a wheel route, and he was wide open as the safeties in the corners sucked over to the middle of the field. Great job by Roush also with his eyes kind of playing the defenders off to the right side of the field and throwing it back to the left. That's a big play there. Nice job by this entire Blue Jays offense.
Lowry is electric in the passing game out of the backfield. 500 yards catching the football for Lowry, including 4 touchdowns. And that's just through the air. On the ground, even better, 874 yards coming into tonight, 10 touchdowns on the ground, and now a timeout with 9:54 to go second quarter. Liberty burns their first timeout of the first half.
Get you some scores from the A10 Varsity scoreboard. Don't forget you can log on to a10varsity.com to get scores from both sides of the state line tonight as we're in playoffs. Kansas, we'll do Kansas Class 6A scores here. Last night, Blue Valley North beat Wyandotte, no problem at all. Shawnee Mission East also ranked Harmon 45-0. Gardner Edgerton, the number 1 seed in Class 6A on the east side's up 7-0 over Blue Valley Northwest. A little bit closer than I thought it would be. 7-7 with Shawnee Mission South and Olathe Northwest. Olathe East, you'll like this, Tim, is up 17-7 over injury-riddled Blue Valley. That's a shocker. Olathe South 14, Blue Valley West 10, and Olathe North up 21-0 over Shawnee Mission West. No real surprise there.
We were talking about that Blue Valley team this week. I mean, they have been limping the last couple of weeks. That would be a shock if they went one and done in the playoffs. 1st and 10 following the timeout. Roush is going to zip it to Lowry in the flat right side, picking up a block downfield, and he gets decked near the 19-yard line. That's 6 yards on 1st down, and now an injured Trojan.
But still, I love the game design. I love the play design. Love how they're incorporating Lowry in so many different ways. Wheel routes, counter plays, hands up, handoffs off the middle, throw it to him in the flat. That was where they faked it to him on a run and then used the play action to the right and threw it to him. He was wide open. I like how they're using this kid, and he's electric. He's fun to watch, Tim.
The injured Trojan is James Gore, and unfortunately for Park Hill, this is just one of those guys in a long list of guys that have battled injuries for this Trojan team the last few weeks. They got Gore back on the field today. Did not play last week in that Staley game, and now Gore is down, but a lot of key injuries. One of the big injuries, the Air Force commit Ethan Smith is done for the year.
Yeah, 11 players in there 2 deep, 6 on offense, 5 on defense that have been either injured and are not playing tonight or injured and out for the entire season. So that's just sometimes you just have one of those seasons, and no matter what Coach Hood can do, there's only so much depth. You can't lose a ton of top-line depth. And Park Hill is one of these programs that does have a great buy-in from everybody in their school and everybody in their community. They can sustain a few injuries, but when you lose 11 guys from your two deep, including your two backup quarterbacks, you don't want to have to play them. So that means your starters hurt in some fashion, but when you have two of your starting or backup quarterbacks injured, this shows you how banged up they've been this season.
9:43 to play till halftime. Alex Roush throwing the ball. Quick look at what he's done. 10 of 19 through the air in this first half. $127 through the air. He also has the pick he threw to Deshaun Powell. And again, on the ground, talked about how Liberty in that first matchup didn't have a lot of success running it. Not much success so far tonight. Jack Lowry has carried 7 times for 20 yards. Roush has ran it twice for 11. And Nathan Gray 4 carries for only 10 yards as they continue to tend to injured James score.
Let's look at some other scores from the A10 Varsity Scoreboard. Folks listening to us in this neck of the woods up here, Liberty certainly very interested in these scores from the Class 6A playoff bracket. Lee Summit North up 7-2 over Ray Peck. Liberty North down 7-3 to Lee Summit West. Lee Summit West is a very fun team to watch. Rockhurst up 14-0 over Lee Summit High. That's no real surprise here. Here's a good one if you're a Kansas City fan. Blue Springs South is up 7-0 over Troy. Troy is coming all the way across this. Actually, Blue Springs had to go across the state to play Troy, but still, Blue Springs South, man. Tim, you and I have talked about this a lot of times this season. Tough season for Greg Euler and his staff over there. They've underachieved and have been battled with injuries. Just a very unfortunate situation, and haven't won a whole lot of games.
Just a reminder, Sports Radio 810's and tonight's ESPN Kansas City's coverage is brought to you by the Sports Medicine and Performance Center at the University of Kansas Health System, A&B CarStar and Papa John's at halftime. Stick around with us. We won't be talking to you, but they will back in the studio. They're going to give you all your stats, all your scores, all the updates from first round of playoff action in Kansas and Missouri. They'll talk about all those games, go into detail, and again, this is one of the most competitive districts, arguably in all of Missouri, Class 6, District 4, and again, top to bottom, you just read off the scores of what's going on. The winner of tonight's game gets the winner of that Lee Summit North Ray Peck game, which was close early on. Rockhurst had a 14-0 lead over Lee Summit. They're on the other side of this district. They get the winner next week of that Lee Summit West Liberty North winner, and like you just said, that was another tight game, so expect a lot of close games throughout the remainder of this
time. And there's some evenly matched up matchups in Class 6A on the Kansas side and Class 6 on the Missouri side.
So after the injury, 2nd and 5, they're going to keep it on the ground with Lowry. He's got room, far sideline, 15-yard line, steps out of bounds near the 14 or 13-yard line, they'll call him. A first down on a gain of 7.
Matt Lawson, the right tackle, not very big, all 6'1", 205 pounds. He laid a huge block to give Lowry some running room on that right side. Awesome job by Lawson, one of the better junior offensive linemen on this squad.
1st and 10. They can pick up a first down inside the 3-yard line. 9.5 to play till halftime. 2 receivers in the formation for Roush, who again is starting to pick up some mid-level interest. Lowry in the backfield is going to get the call straight up the middle, dodging tacklers. He works his way inside the 8-yard line near the 7. Call it 4 yards.
Tim, this just feels like a crucial drive in this game. If Liberty can put 7 points up with the way that their defense has played, and on the flip side, the way that the Park Hill offense has struggled all night long, 7 points early on in this second quarter could go a long, long way tonight.
2nd and 6 after the 4-yard pickup on the ground. They're going to motion the tailback Lowry out of the backfield to the left side. Roush all alone back there, looking left, stepping up in the pocket, wants to run. Now he's going to zip it late into the end zone. The receiver dropped it on the back line. He was right at the line of scrimmage when he threw that ball. He did a good job of sucking up those defenders. His receiver dropped it.
Yeah, that was awful. Yeah, you're right. The receiver did drop that. That's Roush right there working some magic. Awful close to tippy-toeing that line of scrimmage, and love his awareness to find the receiver. Unfortunately, just dropped in the back of the end zone. Was that Fordyce?
Yeah.
Fordyce, unfortunately, there drops what would have been an easy touchdown. He was wide open.
Off the field. And here's a 3rd down play. Book all alone to the right side. 3 receivers to the left on a third down. Roush is going to look over the middle, pump fake, and now he's going to get sacked back at the 13-yard line.
Take your pick.
Wilson was back there, but so was a slew of linebackers for Park Hill as they sent the pressure.
Yeah, I think Corgoner got back there also. There were 3 players. Jameel Burns also there, along with Johnny Wilson and Corgoner. Nice job coming up when it needed from the defensive side of the ball for Park Hill, keeping 7 points off the board.
And this is going to be Grant Ross, the senior kicker, off the right hash. This is going to be a 29-yarder, not a lot of wind out here in Liberty, and this kick on the way is going to split the uprights from 29. Grant Ross has got the Blue Jays on the board first. 8:02 to go, second quarter. 3-0 Blue Jays on your ESPN Kansas City High School football game of the week.
It's fall, and that means football season.
1 minute.
Okay,
Thank you. On your deck. It's time to head to Kansas City Deck Supply, the most knowledgeable source for decking in Kansas City. For 5-star backyard decks, the pros use 5-star materials like Yellowwood, brand pressure treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it. Check out the brand new Kansas City Deck Showroom in the Northland at 152 Highway in North Oak, or in the Metcalf 103 Shopping Center in Overland Park. Online at kcdecksupply.com. Kansas City Deck Supply, for everything you need to build a better deck.
Hi, Chiefs fans. This is Clark.
Those numbers are a nightmare to read. The receiver numbers?
Yeah.
Yep. Treats any sports injury to any of your family's players. Whether it's your back, knee, hip, shoulder, or a concussion, the same experts who care for the Chiefs will treat you like a pro. Learn more. Here we go. At KansasHealthSystem.com. We're proud that the University of Kansas Health System is the official healthcare provider of the Chiefs and the athlete in you.
Jalen Noel, the speedy sophomore, back deep for the Trojans in a 3-0 hole now. 8:02 to go before halftime, as Grant Ross just put in a field goal from 29 away for the Blue Jays, who strike first. And now Ross to do the kicking duties, the run up and a line drive, end over end kick that Noel is going to watch go 5 yards deep into the end zone. Here comes the Park Hill offense, and it's not
been much on the offense side of the ball. And yeah, I did like that last year. They did try to get Jalen Noel involved in some fashion, the big play receiver, but you got to get a running attack. You got to get Carey, Gaithright, and Graves going, running the ball, and that all starts with your offensive line. Your offensive line, they do have a big size advantage over the Blue Jay defensive line, but they really just have not had much success at all up front. You need your offensive line to come up big here now that you're down 3-0.
These receivers, they're big play threats. They just, for the most part, like you said, have not been involved too much. They've tried to run the football on the first few drives, but it hasn't worked against this stout defensive line for Liberty. 3 right, 1 left. They're going to zip it out into the flat near side and out to the 21-yard line, and no further goes Davis Supps.
Quick passing attack, trying to get it out of Graves' hands quickly. Nice job by this Blue Jay defense rallying to the football.
Jalen Noel, he's the most targeted receiver in this offense. 33 catches, nearly 500 yards through the air, but 3 other guys have more than 200 yards receiving in this offense. Noel goes in motion. They're going to keep it on the ground in a minimal gain on a 2nd and 9 play. Maybe pick up a yard at the 22. It's 3rd and 8.
0 push from this offensive line there. Your offensive line, you have to do better. This is playoffs. You need to be physical, and they're just getting pushed back. Liberty's only playing with 3 down defensive linemen, and they're doing a good job. Dominic Mesh, Isaiah Hall, Matt Henning have all done a nice job up front.
3rd and 8. That was Eric Carey on the last carry. He remains in the backfield. Graves wants to throw. He's going to roll left on the snap. Getting chased by a couple defenders. Zips it far side. Diving grab is made out of bounds, and it'll be 4th down.
You can just see Coach Hood over there just so frustrated, shaking his head after your offense goes 3 and out and only move the ball for 2.5 yards on that drive.
Last year, Josh Hood, he ran the offense, but this year in the offseason. He took over as defensive coordinator. He's in charge of the defense, left the offense alone this season. There's been a significant drop-off. Granted, there's no Billy Mays
or Ronnie Bell, yeah.
But still, there has been a drop-off.
I could probably be a good offensive coordinator with those two guys.
Right.
Billy, throw it to Ronnie. And they did a lot of that last year.
And it worked. Punt unit out there, and here is a good spiraling kick that hits across the 40-yard line. Strike is going to pick it up near the 30, make one man miss, and get dumped near the 35-yard line. Here come the Blue Jays. Their first score of the night came on their previous drive, a field goal from 29 away. And they're starting to get into a rhythm.
Yeah, no, you're right, and I love how they're using Lowry. They're a big play away from just totally taking this game over here in the second quarter, especially with the way that their defense is playing. This is a big drive here, Tim. If they can put a touchdown up on the board, that's going to go a long, long way.
And again, Alex Roush has carved this Park Hill secondary for the most part in his first half, outside of an interception he threw to Deshaun Powell. He's been pretty locked in. 1st and 10, a play fake, and now a busted play, and Roush is going to keep it across the 37-yard line, and that was just confusion in the backfield.
I think that was Roush made the mistake because everybody else ran like it was a pass play. He play actioned it to check Lowry, and I think he expected Lowry to take the ball, but everybody else was pass blocking, and the receivers were running around.
He does pick up 2 yards on the busted play.
Been that type of night so far on offense, though, for Liberty. A busted play, you get a couple positive yards on it.
Everything's been working for the most part. They only have 3 points to show for it, though. Roush this time is going to throw. Sitting in the pocket, throws a deep ball left side up for grabs. Powell got under it and knocked it away. Nearly had pick number 2.
Should have had pick number 2, Tim.
That was like a punt.
Yes. And he let it go right through his arms. You got to make that play, though. He's shaking his head. As Gaitherite kind of gave him a low high five there. Probably told him, you should have caught that football, kid.
One of the best corners in the city played opposite Deshaun Powell last year. They tested him a lot, so he's used to having some of the better receivers line up across from him. And he made a lot of big plays last year, had a ton of picks last season as a junior, and now 4 interceptions, but he just dropped that one. 3rd and 8, Roush is going to zip it left side, too high and incomplete. He was looking for Book, and it's 4th down, a 3 and out for Liberty. That's the first time we've been able to say that tonight.
And that pass was rushed just a little bit. He felt Johnny Wilson coming. Johnny Wilson did knock him to the ground there. He felt him coming, and he hurried that throw just a little bit. And it's all about mechanics, especially unless you have a rocket arm. And Roush has a good arm, but doesn't have a rocket arm. All about mechanics. You have to get your feet set, have to do everything right fundamentally, and he didn't, and the ball sailed incomplete. Nice job there by this Park Hill defense responding and getting the 3 and out.
Punt unit out there. This is a high, shorter kick that's going to hit near the 35 and take a great bounce. Deshaun Powell's going to let this one roll to a stop at the 20-yard line, and here comes that Trojans attack. And again, we haven't been able to talk about them much because the numbers haven't been there. Ryan Graves has kept the ball on the ground for most of this first half. A lot of run plays in the opening half. Not a lot of deep pass calls for the Trojans.
Yeah, Ryan Graves, 1 of 6 for 1 yard through the air tonight. Just nothing is clicking. Eric Carey, 2 rushes for 5 yards. Total offense right now for Park Hill, 10 yards. Outstanding job by this Blue Jays defense.
One of the guys who's got out there, receiver Joe Webb, has not been targeted tonight. They're going to look near him, and they're going to zip it and complete it to Joe Webb as soon as we mention him at the 26-yard line. Holds an offer from Northwest Missouri State. As a D2 guy, he's a little bit undersized, a receiver, but he's got really good hands. Yeah. He's very quick, and he makes his first catch there.
Yeah, you got to start trying to probe other areas because the running the ball up the middle is not working. The run-pass option is not working. So if you got to dig a little bit deeper here in the playoffs, because the Blue Jays defense has stopped everything you've thrown at them so far.
Call 2nd and a long 4 after the pass play to Joe Webb. Graves wants to throw to Webb again on an out route. This time he threw it too far out ahead. It's going to be 3rd down.
Well, it was open, too. If he completes that, he gets a first down. Just rushed it just a little bit.
Looked like the same play call on 2nd that we saw on 1st down.
If it works at first, keep going to it, especially when you've not had anything work at all so far tonight.
And it was there. The throw just wasn't. Here comes that 3rd down again. Park Hill has not converted a 3rd down yet. 0 for 4. 3 right, 1 left. That's Webb to the left side. Graves getting pressured, stepping up in the pocket. He is going to get dropped back at the 24-yard line. First sack of the game for this Liberty defense. And the punt unit back out there for the Trojans.
Take your pick, because there were 3, 4, 5 Blue Jay defenders. They've not dialed up the heat a ton, but they did there. And Graves panicked and ran right into the oncoming rush. Just an outstanding job so far all night long by this Blue Jays defense. Chad Friedgen's squad has got themselves a great defensive game plan.
Punt unit back out there. We've said that a lot in this opening half, and here is another solid kick. Strike is going to take this on the fly at the 40. Coming near sideline, getting chased from behind, shakes off one. He's going to get dumped near the 45-yard line. Great job by Carter Gosley of running sideline to sideline with Strike and tossing him out, and here comes Liberty.
Yeah, Coach Hood there really was begging for a roughing the punter penalty from the white hat, because Hendrickson did get kind of banged up there, and it wasn't tipped at all, but maybe we had a little bit of an acting job. I don't know, but you see Coach Hood still over there with his arms stretched wide open, asking why there wasn't a penalty on that play. Just emphatically almost went down to a knee. He's begging for something here tonight.
They're going to toss to Lowry, far side, flags fly in the backfield, and Hayden Wallace wraps up Lowry at the 50-yard line. Would have been a gain of 4, but this one's probably coming back.
And guess what? We said this twice now. Colin Trester had a flag thrown right at his feet. The left guard did a nice rodeo tackle there. That would have done really well inside the ring, but wow, not in high school football.
So mark him back 10, and mark him back 15. They called a personal foul.
Yeah, he did. Again, he did kind of pick him up and throw them, and it's just, you don't ever see that, because it's not like Park Hill's defensive line small, but he had to believe Jameel Burns and just hog-tied him down and flung him to the ground.
So first and real long for the Blue Jays, again, who went 3 and out for the first time tonight on their previous drive. And now they're backed up. On a delay, a flag flies. This could be a face mask.
15 yards back the other way.
As that time, it was Lowry on the ground again. He got caught up at the line of scrimmage, with the first man back there caught him on the face mask. So it's going to be first and 10.
Yeah, I think it was Jawan Grant. He was banged up earlier.
Well, the initial indication.
Whoa,
was
no way.
There's no way. They've got.
That has to be a face mask.
There's a long discussion, because it was obvious to us, and now he's saying no. Yeah, now there's the face mask call.
Just a miscommunication, you know. You got to think the rest would have their game, playoff game ready, but a little miscommunication. It happens, but that was obvious, and that was obvious that Jawan Grant grabbed the face mask, and there was not just a 5-yard, it was a 15-yard personal foul variety.
The white hat did some assuming on that penalty flag, and you know what they say about people that assume.
Oh boy,
they're wrong.
I'll let you finish that one, Tim.
So first down, it'll actually be 1st and 8, because the holding was a spot foul. They marked him back 13, and now the 15-yard penalty makes it 1st and 8. They're going to give to Lowry right side. Blocking sets up. He's got a first down across the 40, turns his feet to the 38 of Park Hill. Almost 15 on the ground for Lowry on a first down.
Yeah, Nick Bissemeyer and Matt Lawson on the right side of the offensive line doing an outstanding job opening up a nice hole, and they ran right at Johnny Wilson that time. Run at the big pass rushing threat. Sometimes that's a great way to neutralize a guy that is very aggressive. Run right at him.
To the 38 of the Trojans go the Blue Jays. 3:25 to go opening half. 3-0 Liberty. As we near the break, they're going to give to Lowry straight up the middle. Gaping hole across the 20, and he's roped down from behind near the 18-yard line. Jack Lowry, a couple of gashing runs, has got Liberty in the red zone.
That was the same exact play, ran the same exact effectiveness. A nice job by this right side of the offensive line for the Blue Jays. Wouldn't be surprised maybe we see it a third time, because just some huge holes opening up on that right side of the offensive line, left side of the defense for Park Hill.
They mark him down to the 17-yard line of Park Hill. Liberty on the move near the end of quarter number 2. 2 receivers in the formation. Roush is going to give to his tailback Lowry, who stutters past 1 and falls forward for a gain of a yard near the 16.
Yeah, we saw Park Hill call a counter to that. Successful runs. They brought more pressure up at the line of scrimmage. 5 guys in the line of scrimmage. That play just made it a little harder to run. Very fortunate Lowry was able to even get back to the line of scrimmage and pick up maybe a half yard.
2 receivers in the formation on a 2nd and 9 play. Roush wants to throw, is going to zip a hitch route left side. It is going to be too low and incomplete, now 3rd down.
Yeah, that play was just not right from the beginning. I don't know if you saw, Tim, but Roush did not handle the snap cleanly. It was a nice snap from Hayden West, just did not handle it cleanly. And when you're running that quick hitch route, it's all about timing. So he hurried the throw, and it fell incomplete.
They were looking for Book, and Book will stay out on that left side. Fordyce will be in the slot to the left for now on a 3rd down.
This is a big play. Big 3rd down. Big 3rd down for both these teams.
Off the Park Hill 17. 2:25 to go first half. 3-0 Liberty trying to get more. Roush, play fake with time. Zipping left side. Incomplete off the hands of Book again. And it's going to be 4th and 9.
And Book was open. Unfortunately for Liberty, Roush threw wide, just to the right. He was wide open. He did a nice little curl route in the back of the zone, behind the linebackers, in front of the defensive backs. It was open, Tim.
Grant Ross already connected on a 29-yarder from the right hash earlier in this quarter to get Liberty on the board. This one is going to be right down the middle. Off the 25 is going to be a 35-yarder. Ross looking to make it 6-0 Liberty. Snap, hold. Ross's kick on the way is going to be no good. He pushed it right, and it stays 3-0.
That big 3rd down victory for the Trojans on defense leads to a missed field goal. And, as bad as their offense has played, and as well as Liberty's offense has played, Park Hill's right in this game. They're only down 3. And if you're Coach Hood, you just got to keep telling your offense, keep plugging away, keep fighting, guys. Something's going to eventually materialize for you. This is a big drive right here if they can find a way to somehow get some points or even just move the ball into the Blue Jays into the field. You got to feel good about going into halftime.
And again, this is not an offense that is bad. They've averaged 24 points a game against some of the fiercest competition.
Well, they put up 400-plus yards last week against Blue Springs, so this... You got to tip your hat to what Liberty's doing right now.
It is, I am just saying, it is a slow start. They will get going in this game at some point, you feel. Carry on the ground out to the 21-yard line and no further, but you feel like this Trojans offense is just a matter of time, but so far in this first half, again, nothing's working.
And usually they get it going by running the ball effectively up the middle, and there's just been nothing there. Even again here tonight, Isaiah Hall, the big 300-pounder up front for the Blue Jays, occupying 2 defenders and still managed to make the tackle.
3 right, 1 left. We're inside 2 minutes in his first half. Low snap. Graves has time, stepping up in the pocket, now getting pressured. He's going to run, dodges inside 1, gets tripped up near the 25-yard line. And now whistles.
I think Chad Friedgen's called a timeout.
He is. Wants to save some time for his offense. 1:37, and why not? Park Hill has not converted a 3rd down all night.
And Graves, for all that, Kane watched him on film coming in, and he didn't have that deer in the headlight look for all season. And we've seen multiple times, even on that play right there, where he almost seemed like he was trying to do too much and panicked before he really needed to try to cut up the field. If he stays in the pocket, yes, there was some pressure, but if he stays in the pocket and lets his receivers come open, there's going to be some guys coming open eventually. But a couple times here tonight where he's just tried to do a little bit too much and get that deer in the headlights look.
He's the starting point guard for the basketball team. He's an all-state golfer.
Can do it all.
Yeah, did not play football last year. He knew he wouldn't get the starting quarterback job behind Billy Maples. Actually didn't play, wasn't on the team. And Hood wanted him to come back, recruited him to come back. He came back, starting quarterback this year. And he's had a very good season. But he's had a rough first half, trying to pick up a monster 3rd down and at least keep Liberty off the field. Here's a 3rd and 5. Sends a man in motion to the right side. Short drops, going to throw over the middle. Has his man, and he dropped it. Stanfield is wide open, and he drops the football. Would have been a first down, and he had a lot of room to run.
This is the type of night that Park Hill is having. Tanner Nelson, the right tackle, puts it perfectly. Both hands on top of his head, the Surrender Cobra pose, as he was walking off the field. It's been that type of night. I was kind of hard on Graves there a couple plays before. Right there, stayed in the pocket and threw it right to Stanfield. Hit him in his hands, and he drops it.
Punt unit on. End over and kick. Strike off the 40. Trying to make men miss. And again, he is going to get dropped near the 41 in the open field. That time, there was a slew of Trojans. Hayden Wallace lowered the boom. And now a minute 23. And Friedgen has given himself some time. He took a timeout there on that third down.
It worked well. You don't see that too much in high school. You see that in college. You definitely see that in the NFL. That's something you just don't see a lot from a lot of high school coaches, saving time. But this is the way that this game is going. You need to try to eke out any kind of way to get extra time and extra possessions, because it might be one of those one-possession type games in the fourth quarter. So you never know where these hidden points and hidden time come from, and you want to be able to take advantage of them.
1:23 to go in this first half. 3-0 Liberty. They have one timeout left in the back pocket. This offense, they've moved the ball well, but again, only 3 points. Roush is going to hand off to Lowry on a first down play, making men miss, and he gets out to the 44, sits down for 3 yards, and now the clock's going to run.
A little bit too much dancing there. Just Lowry just needs to take it and get it up the field instead of trying to cut it back there and go for the big play.
They've targeted Book early and often in this first half. He's going to be in the slot to the right side. Fordyce is wide to the right. On a 2nd and 7, we're inside of a minute. Roush is going to throw. Pressure. Deep ball right side. He overshot his man. The closest man there was the corner to the far side, Donovan Bustamante. And it's going to be 3rd down.
Yeah, good coverage. Interesting that they would run a fly route out of a double tight end set like that off of play action. Interesting that they're play actioning when they're trying to get the ball down the field, but interesting that they run a streak down the field.
They were looking for their deep threat, Fordyce. And here comes the 3rd down, just like that. 48 seconds to go with this first half.
Look at the stats to see how many 3rd downs we've had tonight, because
they're going to be ugly.
It's a lot.
There are going to be some ugly stats when we go over those at halftime. 3 right, 1 left. Roush trying to convert a 3rd down. Park Hill bringing pressure. They almost get home. Instead, the comeback route is thrown incomplete. But again, they were pressure in Alex Roush's face, and it's going to be 4th down. Punt unit back out there for Liberty, and normally you'd say 40 seconds, 3 timeouts, try to get the offense going, but when you look at what Park Hill's done tonight.
Park Hill's 0 for 5 on 3rd downs, and Liberty's 5 of 11. So that's a lot of that's a lot of 3rd downs. Good job by both defenses.
Deshaun Powell back deep. See if he gets a chance to touch this one. Low snap. This one off the side of the foot's going to come straight out of bounds. And Park Hill's going to have great field position, but a flag is down.
Coach Hood's going to go nuts on this one, to be very honest, because their punter two punts ago just got creamed, and they didn't call it. The white hat stood and watched him. Yes, they ran into him, but I don't know. It was no worse. It was very similar to what we saw a couple drives ago.
It is running, not roughing, by the way, but they're going to get to re-kick, and for Park Hill, they're going to be upset because that came out near midfield. And we have not seen a bad punt by Michael Book tonight. And now Grant Ross will be out there in punt formation.
If I'm Coach Hood, I'm upset. He is upset, but that's, you don't want to be critical of a ref, a white hat, but that's very similar type of plays. One resulted in a penalty, one didn't.
This time, Book is going to get a hold of a solid punt. It's going to hit near the 25, hop up, and it's going to be down near the 26. And now Park Hill's got just 32 seconds, 3 timeouts, but I doubt, again, after what they've done so far in this first half, they try to
You maybe just try to, if you can, maybe try to get it vertical, try to get into Noel's hands in some fashion. But this defense has just played outstanding tonight from Liberty, and it was. We saw the game. I saw the game tape against Staley. And yes, I know Staley was without their starting quarterback. It was banged up and out for the season. But this just further shows that this defense is for real. To be able to stop a very good Staley team and then doing what they're doing here tonight is outstanding.
Eric Carey is going to be in the backfield.
But
for Park Hill.
Park Hill's just 1 play away with only 3 points on the other side.
Still a 3-0 game. Graves wants to throw it. Steps up in the pocket, running away from pressure, and now he's going to get tripped up on his own lineman's heel and fall back at the 22-yard line.
He's trying to do too much.
Mesh is going to get credited with the sack for Liberty. Josh Hood does not stop the clock as we're inside 15 seconds, and yeah, you were saying that. Maybe they take one chance with a deep ball. And that obviously didn't hit. They take the sack, and they're going to go in the locker room down 3-0. Liberty got a 29-yarder from Grant Ross, but that was all the scoring we had in the first 24 minutes. We have got a defensive slobber knocker out here in Liberty. Both defenses throwing haymakers. The offense is looking for answers as we head to the locker room. Stay with us through halftime. We've got all your scores from a busy playoff weekend in Kansas City. Stay with us on your ESPN Kansas City High School Football Game of the Week.
What's up, Kansas City? Jake Gutierrez here to tell you about Robinhood. Robinhood is an investing app that lets you buy, sell stocks, ETFs, options, and cryptos, all commission-free. That's right, commission-free. They strive to make financial services work.
We put up a time up there, yeah, guys? How much time did they put on the clock there? You there, guys? Hello, hello?
A meltdown at a birthday party?
Help! My son's lost in the ball pit!
The arcade is where it's at. If you like listening to some tone-deaf, cheesy dude sing off-key, a karaoke bar is where it's at. But if you like real excitement and winning, 7th Street Casino is definitely where it's at.
At 7th Street, you'll find 3 floors filled with the friendliest slot machines in town. We'll make you feel right at home. New players get $10 free slot play just by signing up for a Lucky 7 Club card. Last month, we paid out over $1.8 million in jackpots. Yeah, that's right, over $1.8 million. Text PLAY to 797979. Join the club in the first...
Can you guys hear me out there?
And have more fun at 7th Street Casino. For good times, great friends, and winning, 7th Street Casino is where it's at. By the way, here's where it's at. Just minutes from Power and Light on the corner of 7th Street and Ann Avenue in the heart of KCK.
If you've watched football, baseball, or hockey, you've seen the work of a great local sticker company that's been family-owned for over 40 years. Award Decals. Now you can get the same custom-made decals, stickers, and magnets from Award Decals. Award Decals has a design team that can create a logo or freshen up a current design. Window stickers, vehicle fleet decals, product labels, and equipment decals. They won't scratch, fade, or peel. Kansas City's own Award Decals. 913-677-6681 or online at awarddecals.com.
Hi, I'm Jay Ashcroft. Here at the Secretary of State's office, we take the integrity of our elections seriously. Missourians agreed and passed Constitutional Amendment 6. Missouri's new photo ID law is now in effect. Have questions about the new voter ID law or need to register to vote? We're here to help. Visit showittovote.com or call 866-868-3245. Remember, if you're registered to vote, you can vote.
Sponsored by the Missouri Secretary of State's office.
The High School Football Game of the Week halftime show is brought to you by the Sports Medicine and Performance Center at the University of Kansas Health System and A&B CarStar.
Welcome into the High School Football halftime show on ESPN Kansas City, 94.5 FM. We're bumped over here, normally on 810 WHB, but they have Game 3 of the World Series on over there. I am Brad Porter, along with Randy Withers. Rudy Salazar is running the show. Currently our Game of the Week, Park Hill and Liberty. Well, last week we had a high-scoring barn burner. This week we've got a rather low-scoring barn burner. It's Liberty leading Park Hill 3-0.
Almost a no-scoring.
Almost a no-scoring game.
I mean,
that can be exciting, though.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a ton of defense.
It's a defensive. Crabtree, I was listening during the broadcast, said it was a slobber knocker for both defenses.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's the thing. It's Park Hill's defense is the one we've talked about throughout the year because they have a defensive front with at least 2 Division I players on it. They've got multiple potential collegians all over the secondary, too. Liberty has really done a nice job of limiting them offensively, especially given what Jeremy was talking about, the change going from a more of a pocket spread passer like Billy Maples last year to what they have now with a dual threat quarterback. And it's, this is going to be very entertaining in the second half, I think.
Well, the other game that matches up the winners of the games tonight, Lee Summit North and Ray Peck. Lee Summit North leading 7-2.
What's with these baseball scores?
I don't know. Maybe it's the World Series fever.
I'm telling you, because we talked about it. I thought that Ray Peck might be able to hang into this if they hit some big plays, but clearly they haven't. The only big play they have, obviously, is a defensive score with the safety. But 7-2, 3-0, I wasn't expecting this at all.
Well, a little more scoring in the other 2 games in Missouri Class 6 in this district. Lee Summit West leading Liberty North 14-3. And Rockhurst and Lee Summit. Rockhurst with a big lead at halftime, 35-0.
You have to be excited about that.
Unthinkable happens. It doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes.
Yes,
in this moment,
there is.
It doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit Briar Payne Mead Insurance in Kansas City today at bpminsurance.com or call 913-402-9576. That's 913-402-9576 and ask about Auto Owners Insurance today.
Has a chance to maybe be the number 1 overall pick next year. But still, I don't think we expected to see that one 35-0 half.
The other district in Class 6 involving local teams, Blue Springs South leading the Troy Trojans 14-7, and Blue Springs up 22-0 on Jeff City. And Jeff City came here to Kansas City last week and got absolutely manhandled by Rocker. So I wasn't expecting much in that game.
No, but again, like I say, some of these scores are a little more lopsided than we expected. Others, there's barely any scoring happening. So, it's the first round.
That's the way it goes sometimes. So those are your Class 6 scores. We'll drop down to Missouri Class 5, and I'm only starting on the Missouri side because that is our Game of the Week, Park Hill and Liberty. Class 5, Ruskin and Belton all tied up at 20. William Chrisman leading Truman 21-14, and Oak Park up on St. Joe Central 21-0. So a couple of close games up there for the Kansas City teams.
Yes, then we say Class 5, where apparently in Class 6 there's very little scoring going on outside of Rockhurst. Come down to Class 5, and everybody's just like we talked about Chrisman and Truman during the pregame. I think that Chrisman's probably just got a little bit too much for Truman at this point. But it would be, it would be a big win for Charlie Pugh and that Patriots program if they were able to keep this close and pull it out late against William Chrisman.
In that Ruskin-Belton game tied at 2020, the winner gets idled Raytown, who got the bye by being the number 1 seed.
With Joe Campbell, and we were talking with the running back with the Messiah in the backfield after we talked with the head coach earlier. That's a heck of a football team, and it'd be interesting to see if down the road we could see a rematch of that Raytown North City game.
Going down to Class 4 on the Missouri side, East having a rough night, trailing Warrensburg 49-6. Grandview leading Green Valley 21-7. How about that?
Grandview playing well, obviously. And that was one I knew Chad said he thought that could really kind of go either way. I think he might have said Green Valley. I can't remember. But, Grandview having a heck of a game so far tonight.
Lincoln Prep did have an early lead on Harrisonville, but Harrisonville has stormed back to take a 27-21 lead.
Lincoln Prep with one of the top young quarterbacks in the city. They have a young man who is just he was a freshman last year. I'm sorry, so he's a sophomore this year. Big arm. Absolutely explosive offense, and he's got a couple receivers that can go up and get it. This is one that could turn into quite a show in the second half.
Raytown South struggling against Van Horn. The Falcons have a 20-7 lead and a blowout in progress between Platte County and Winnetonka, with the Pirates of Platte County leading 43-14, kind of what we expected.
Something's telling me that Spencer Stewart is having a lot of fun this evening.
I think so. Excelsior Springs and St. Joe Lafayette all tied at 30. I haven't seen a lot of St. Joe Lafayette, but Excelsior is a pretty good squad.
Exactly. I don't know. That's really
a lot of scoring.
No kidding. My God. 60 points ahead.
6 minutes.
That's a high school basketball score.
Kearney leading Marshall 17.
I was planning on coming back to you guys about
I think that may have been updated.
Let me know if we gotta go sooner.
I'm afraid to update because I'm on a Wi-Fi that goes out. So you got it updated.
31-6 Kearney now over Marshall. So
there we go.
Bulldogs in control of that one, and then the final one, Smithville up 28-7 over Kirksville.
Okay. And Class 3, real quick before we go to break, Odessa blowing out Oak Grove 48-0. Kind of expected that.
Yep.
Pleasant Hill and Center. Pleasant Hill, the Roosters leading 10-6. That looks like a great one there. And those are your Class 3 scores. I'll scroll down a little bit. St. Pius leading Cameron 14-2. And St. Joe Benton and Chillicothe, not really in our area, but St. Joe Benton is leading 20-14. We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll hit the Kansas side. You're listening to the High School Football Halftime Show on ESPN Kansas City, 94.5 FM.
High school football coverage is brought to you by the Sports Medicine and Performance Center at the University of Kansas Health System. During the fall sports season, walk-in appointments are available Saturday mornings in Overland Park at I-435 and Null for sports injuries including sprains, strains, fractures, and concussion. Find them at sportsmedicine.kansashealthsystem.com. By McCarthy Auto Group. In only a matter of seconds, you can get pre-approved at McCarthy Chevy in Olathe. Visit McCarthy.
2-minute break here, guys. Then they'll just talk, and when it starts getting to about a minute, just let me know, and they'll toss to you.
Will do.
Convenient locations in KC.
Better call Bob. Unchecked minor plumbing issues can lead to major leaks in your bank account. Call today. We'll send out a Bob Hamilton certified plumber the same day, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. with no overtime charge. Plus the exclusive 100% guarantee. If it's not fixed, we'll come back out for free. How's that for peace of mind? Call today to schedule your peace of mind whole house plumbing check for just $49.
Remember 913.
Better call Bob, your sewer solutions expert. You may not be experiencing backups, but undetected issues in your sewer line lead to major breaks in your pipes and wallet. Get back your peace of mind with a professional sewer camera inspection for $99. That's right, for $99, our certified sewer inspectors will show you what those pesky pipes are up to. Better call Bob.
Bob Hamilton Plumbing, heating and AC. Call 888-4BOB. Remember 913.
Sexual performance issues? More common than you think. Over 25% of new ED cases are guys under 40. Why do guys turn to weird solutions like over-the-counter drugs at a gas station? You kidding me? That's not going to work. I have a solution for you. It's called 4hims.com. It's a one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, sexual wellness, all for men. Hims connects you with real doctors and medical-grade solutions to treat ED and hair loss. Well-known generic equivalents to name-brand prescriptions that help you combat ED and hair loss. No waiting room, no awkward in-person doctor visits, no lines. Save hours by going to 4hims.com. Try Hims for a month just for $5. We'll get you started for $5 while supplies last. See website for full details. This would cost hundreds if you went to the doctor or pharmacy. Go to 4hims.com/Jake5. That's FORHIMS.com/Jake5. 4hims.com/Jake5. If you want her, get Hims.
Welcome back to the High School Football Halftime Show on ESPN Kansas City, 94.5 FM. Brad Porter and Randy is here as well. We're going to wrap up the Missouri scores at halftime. Kansas scores, we got a lot of scoring. A couple from last night, just to give them to you in case you missed them. Blue Valley North rolled Wyandotte 68-12. Shawnee Mission East, no problem with Harmon as they won 45-0. Blue Valley Northwest trailing Gardner Edgerton 35-7.
The undefeated Trailblazers,
yes,
in the resurgence out there at Gardner continues. It's going to be interesting to see when someone finally challenges them.
The fighting Bubba Starlings over there at Gardner Edgerton. A little bit of a surprise here. Shawnee Mission North leading Shawnee Mission Northwest 21-7.
Did not see that coming.
No.
And I know I'm a little bit biased as a Cougar alum, but at the same time, Shawnee Mission North struggled a little bit this year. They've got some pieces on offense though, and Billy Conaway Jr., tremendously talented receiver, kid that can play a lot of different places. Noah Laird. I mean, they've got some guys, and it looks like it's coming together out there for Steve Rampy's son, Luke.
Mm-hmm. They found another Mac Brown over there at Shawnee Mission North.
Oh God,
that's been a while, hasn't it?
I was going to say let's hope not. But that's my Cougar that's coming through.
Olathe Northwest and Shawnee Mission South all tied at 14.
That looks like a good ball game there. Shawnee Mission South, they had their first winning season, I think, since.
All right, we're ready.
Is what I saw.
Are you waiting on me?
A lot of time for them wanting to continue this, so
letting them talk as long as they
get ready to kick off back at our game of the week. We never have enough time to get through all the scores. That's what the post-game show is for.
Yes.
We'll get you all the scores. We'll update the bracket. The chat rater's going to be here. For more information, go to 810varsity.com. You can stream live football games. You can get all your scores from all Missouri and
you heard that, huh?
Back out to Tim Spurl and Jeremy Crabtree on our game of the week.
You're up.
Thank you, guys. And back here in Liberty, we're just about ready for quarter number 3. 3-0 Blue Jays. But you look at the stats, and they would tell you a whole different story if you didn't know the score. Liberty, 217 yards of total offense in that first half. Park Hill, 15 yards of offense in that first half. Blue Jays, no problems moving the football. But again, if you look at those first 3 drives, turnover on downs, interception, turnover on downs, that's a big part of why they only had 3 points here at halftime. And for Park Hill, the defense has been really good. They've been physical.
Yeah.
The offense stuck in the mud.
And if you're Coach Hood, you're just hoping that your offense finds a way to get something ignited, but you're also deep down feeling pretty good about how your defense is played. I mean, it's got to be the walking into the locker room, you want to go pat one side of your locker room on the back, and you guys are playing great, and then walk over to the other side. You guys are blah 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 blah. So I'm sure that knowing Coach Hood as well as we do, that there was probably some of that going on in the locker room. But you're right. This game feels like it should be 17-0 or something like that. It feels legitimately like Liberty has a stranglehold of this game, but Park Hill's just a special teams play away, a mistake, a fumble, an interception away from this flipping on a dime. So if you're Liberty, you got to find a way to add to that momentum, get some additional points on the board. If you're Park Hill, just find a way to get the ball into the end zone somehow, some way.
And whoever ends up winning this game, they're going to have to get their offense kick-started because, again, they are playing in District 4, and the winner of this game gets the winner of Ray Peck and Lee Summit North. And as we're all familiar with, Lee Summit North, they are a monster offensively and defensively. And on the other side of the bracket, you've got some teams that can light it up in Rockhurst and in Lee Summit West, and even that Liberty North team that beat this Liberty team earlier this year. But again, there are a lot of high-scoring offenses in this district alone. But needless to say, I mean, Class 6 is loaded, but this district alone can score the football. So the offense after tonight, whoever wins is going to have to get a goal.
I thought this game would be more defensive for sure, but I didn't think it would be 3-0 defensive and 15 yards defensive. So it's certainly something you never would have ever imagined that we had here. But certainly, what's great about this is it's still anybody's ball game, and we're going to have a great finish here in the second half.
So we're actually ready for the third quarter kickoff, but we're waiting for some smoke to get out of the way of the lights. The referees were kind of waiting for the smoke to drift away because we've been ready to go for the third quarter. The teams have been waiting for the clouds and smoke to settle off, and now the officials are going to have a meeting with it near midfield. I mean, it looks fine to us. It's not like it's serious cloud cover or smoke draped throughout the stadium. I mean, it's...
Did I miss the halftime show? Was there a little pyrotechnics?
Pyrotechnics. Okay. It was electric at halftime. Okay. Not really, to be honest with you.
I missed something. Like, that wasn't the same show I watched, was it?
Yeah, no. And so now we're ready for football. The officials have, I guess, let the smoke clear. And here we go. Park Hill will touch the ball first in this third quarter. They will go left to right across your radio dial, across 810varsity.com if you're watching there. You can also listen to us live on 1510.com. Whole bunch of ways to listen to us, to watch us. Not an excuse not to.
Or cross-pollination.
Right?
All the different medias we're touching tonight.
Liberty will have this one teed up on the near hash mark near the 40-yard line on our right side. And again, Park Hill will attack left to right in quarter number 3. Liberty will go right to left. Grant Ross has got it teed up. Back deep, Joe Webb, Jalen Noel. And the second half of this first-round playoff game is underway. High end-over-end kick. Noel's going to get a chance from the 5-yard line. He's going to angle up towards the far hash. Stiff arm one and then get dropped near the 13-yard line. Not a good return at all.
No, he ran away from where the wedge was. The wedge was set up well to the right. He ran to the left, inexplicably ran to the left, ran away from where his blocking was. And wow, that just kind of that night here for the playmakers on this Park Hill squad.
Let's see if that Park Hill offense had a come to Jesus moment at halftime. 15 yards of offense in the first half.
I mean, like if this one play can be more than 15 yards.
Right. Brian Graves back out there, and it'll be Corey Bradford in the backfield. They're going to open up with a flare into the flat right side. Noel getting in space across the 20-yard line to the 21. He steps out of bounds. And 8 yards. They're actually going to mark him up near the 22, call it 9 yards on first down, and that's the guy that you wanted to
No, you're exactly right. You took what I was going to say right in my mouth, Tim, because Love on the first play, coming out of halftime, you get it to your playmaker and let him do some damage, and we saw how explosive he was right there on that play.
2nd and 1 for Park Hill to open up quarter number 3. Again, Graves, a dual threat. Eric Carey back into the backfield at tailback. 4 carries for 8 yards in that first half for Carey. On a 2nd and 1, they're going to give it to him. He's got the first down as he turns the feet near the 28-yard line. So 2 good plays to come out of the locker room for Park Hill.
And it's nothing fancy about that. However, I'm looking out on the perimeter. Liberty is really giving these receivers a halftime adjustment. They're giving them a ton of cushion room. So if I'm Graves, I'm throwing it underneath quickly to the receivers.
They're going to throw an out route that's complete on the left side, breaking one tackle and skittering out to the 35-yard line is Evan Samborski, the junior receiver. His first catch of the ball game, not often used as Samborski, only 8 catches this year. But it's 2nd and 2, and they have already surpassed their yardage total from the first half here in less than a minute in the third quarter. They're going to throw to Jalen Noel on the flat right side. Got to make a move, using the speed to get to the sideline at the 40, steps up bounce near the 41, and that's the difference-making speed that Jalen Noel has.
Yeah, he put on the brakes and was almost able to stay in bounds, and if he stays in bounds, he maybe cuts it back to the middle of the field and has some big yardage, but you're right, Tim. He does have that difference-making speed that nobody on this field has other than Jalen Noel.
Only a sophomore. He was a big play threat as a freshman last year for a team that went to the semifinals in Class 6. They're going to give it to him on a jet sweep far side. Looking for blocks. He skitters out to the 44-yard line. Only a gain of 2. The blocking didn't really set up for Noel.
But where was this play calling in the first half? Because already seeing a lot of good adjustments from this Park Hill offensive coaching staff. Biggest one, getting it to your playmaker and making him letting him make some plays.
5 offensive snaps in this third quarter for Park Hill. 3 times it's gone into the hands of 27 Jalen Noel. 2nd and 8 play. Graves is going to zip it right side, complete it to Supps, who's out across the 48-yard line. Is going to set up a 3rd and let's call it 4 play.
Boy, if they watch film tomorrow, they're going to see that he should have thrown to Noel. He was streaking right up the seam wide open there.
3rd down. This has been Park Hill's most successful drive of the ball game so far. Graves looking right, has time, stepping up in the pocket, rolling right towards the sideline, reaches out for the 48-yard line. He's got the first down. They're going to call it 7 yards on the ground. They gave him all the way out to the 46.
Nice heady play by the senior quarterback. He's made several just bad reads all night long, but right there made a great read, cut it up, and managed to reach out and get the ball just over the first down marker for the first down.
This is a totally different offense than what we saw in the first half. In the Liberty territory, Graves is going to zip it out left side, Noel. In the flat, trying to make a move. He is not going to be able to get past that corner on the far side. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, and a good job of the open field by this Liberty defense.
Yeah, multiple defensive backs did a nice job rallying to the football, and that's one thing where Noel, as he gets a little bit older, he's going to realize that you don't have to outrun everybody and try to cut it to the outside. He cuts that back to the inside, Tim. He gets maybe a first down, instead tries to go to the outside and gets tackled by the rallying defense.
Gramps has led the charge over there for Liberty. They give him a half yard. They're going to zip it right side into the flat. It's a backwards pass. That's a live football. Liberty is going to pick it up in Park Hill territory across the 30-yard line. Nathan Gray has got a caravan inside the 10 to the 5 and a touchdown for the Blue Jays.
Wow. Incredible, Tim. Graves, as you described it perfectly, threw a lateral that was clearly a yard or two behind the line of scrimmage. It fell there, and it was laying on the ground for what seemed like forever. And then Nathan Gray, instead of diving on it, wisely in that situation because there was nobody around him, picked it up, and the caravan arrived and guided him down the left sideline for the touchdown. And that, I won't say dagger quite yet, but the way that things have been going in this game, that was a huge play.
Grant Ross off to the extra point kick. That is up, and that is through. 10-0. The defense for Liberty making a play has taken it all the way back to the house. Was the outside linebacker Nathan Gray, and it's 10-0 Blue Jays on your ESPN Kansas City Game of the Week.
Are you hiring?
That thing just laid on the ground forever.
And waiting for the right people to see it. ZipRecruiter knew there was a smarter way, so they built a platform that finds the right job candidates for you. ZipRecruiter learns what you're looking for, identifies the people with the right experience, and invites them to apply to your job.
I'll say something stupid.
How you find your next hire. In fact, 80% of
that play just looked bad from the beginning. Just
get a quality candidate through the site.
He didn't.
In just
he just
one day.
threw it.
Yeah,
did not look. There were 2 guys there.
ZipRecruiter is how you'll find it.
And then Noel got blasted too.
Yeah, no, you gotta just eat that.
ZipRecruiter for free. That's right.
Or run it.
Just by going to ZipRecruiter.com/WHB. That's ZipRecruiter.com/W. Here we go. All right. ZipRecruiter.com/WHB. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
10-0 Liberty in the blink of an eye. Nathan Gray returns the fumble for a touchdown from about 40 yards away. And now the kicking unit back out there for Liberty. And an end-over-end kick is going to go 5 yards into the end zone. Gathright is going to sit down on it. And here comes that Park Hill offense. Started to get going.
You're right. They were doing a lot of really positive plays. Just an unfortunate, unforced error by Ryan Graves. You and I were talking during the break, and I think we both thought that if Graves doesn't throw the football and just either takes the sack or tries to cut it upfield and get a little bit of yardage instead of trying to throw it where there were 2, now just one but 2 defenders standing out there in the flat covering Noel. If he eats that or just tries to run it for a little bit of yardage, who knows what that drive might have turned out to be.
See another play.
Yeah.
Instead, it's 10-0 now. And Park Hill, let's see if they can continue to roll offensively. Again, they got into Liberty territory in the last drive. It's going to be carry straight up the middle near the 22-yard line and getting driven back. But again, they looked good. Jalen Noel touched it a lot. The offense.
And you see what they were trying to do. I mean, they were trying to get it to Noel. Again, as you said, they targeted him on 3 of their 5 plays, 4 of their 6 plays. On the 6th play, they threw the fumble. It was a fumble recovery, essentially what it was. But I like what they were doing. Just got to keep that momentum going somehow here.
Carry on the ground again behind left guard. Pushes out near the 24-yard line. Kane at 2 yards, and here comes 3rd and 6.
And if you're Liberty, you get a 3 and out after that would go a long way here in this third quarter.
8:50 to go third quarter. 10-0 Blue Jays. Trojans looking to find some rhythm offensively. Another third down. They have struggled facing third down tonight. Have not converted one. Graves stepping up in the pocket, shaking one man. He's going to run it to the 26-yard line and no further. And 4th down of the punt unit is halfway on the field.
That's great. Great coverage led to, it's not going to go down as a sack, but certainly great coverage on the back end by the entire Blue Jay defensive backfield. Ran a little bit of a underneath zone right where they tried to run the slant route over the middle, and it was well covered. Nice job by the Blue Jays.
Punt unit back out there. This punt, it looked like it was partially blocked, but it still is going to roll beyond the 35-yard line of Liberty and get down near the 33-yard line. So a Blue Jay may have got a hand on that one, but enough steam on it from the punter Colby Henriksen to get it into Blue Jay territory. And here comes Liberty offensively now, and in the first half they looked good, just didn't score the football.
Yeah, no, you're right. They did move the ball up and down the field. Lowry was the guy that really made things go, and Roush did throw an interception, but he did make some nice throws also. But I got to imagine Jack Lowry, the senior running back, is going to be a major factor in this offense, and maybe feed him the ball a little bit more from the running attack.
Lowry touched it 17 times in the first half, 13 carries for 71 yards, 4 receptions for 55 yards. He's going to be in the backfield, and he's going to get the call on first down on a counter play, making one man miss in the open field. Near sideline, cutting it up near the 40, lowering shoulder into Deshaun Powell, and he turns to the 43, 9 yards on first down.
You know, he's not as shifty as what we saw from Robert Rowley. Robert Rowley can make you miss in the phone booth. Not that type of runner, but he's effective enough on those cutbacks, as we saw on that play, to get, nice first 10-yard run on that first down play.
Yeah, they actually gave him 10 and are going to go ahead and move the chains. So
we've seen several of those counter cutback plays be very effective for Liberty tonight.
And this guy's a sprinter too. I haven't mentioned it yet, but he went to the Colorado School of Mines camp over the summer, ran a handheld, mind you, 4.3840. They're going to keep it on the ground here on a first down play. Out to the 48-yard line goes Nathan Gray. But handheld's different than the automatic timer.
That equates to about a 4.5 laser.
Yeah, still cooking.
That's still cooking. I mean, people got to understand there's so much fudging that goes. I wrote a really kind of interesting story back when my ESPN days about how college coaches really laugh at 40-yard dash times because the timing is just so inaccurate, and what a lot of college coaches really like to use is track times, use those sprint times.
Roush wants to throw. He's got a lot of time. He's going to dump it off into the flat to his check down, Lowry to midfield. He wanted to go deep, but it was double coverage down the far sideline, and Lowry was the check down. Here comes third down.
But that's a nice, smart play by Roush because he could have tried to force that and throw into triple coverage, like we saw what Graves did on the previous a couple drives ago for Park Hill. Roush, though, makes a smart play and throws it to his outlet man, who was wide open.
2 receivers, 3rd and 4 play. 6:12 to go third quarter, 10-0 Liberty. Roush is going to keep it on the ground to Nathan Gray, making one man miss, and he's across the 41-yard line. A first down for Nathan Gray on the ground.
Pretty simple. Nothing fancy about that third down call. Just run it right over your right side of your offensive line, and they've done a great job tonight, especially Matt Lawson, the right tackle. Nothing fancy there, but it was very effective and it works. And most importantly, you keep that, move those chains and keep that clock going.
The Blue Jays have won 4 of their last 5 games. The only loss in that time came against Lee Summit West in a shootout, 52-47. Park Hill showing pressure. They're going to hand it off to Lowry, who gets past the initial line, trying to make a move. He does in the open field, stumbles down to the 33-yard line, 8 yards on first down.
Yeah, those listening to us on the radio will not understand how beautiful of a run that was from Lowry. If you're watching it on a10varsity.com, you definitely saw how pretty that was. That's just individual effort, because he should have been tackled in the backfield for a couple-yard loss, but manages to power through and then gets even more yardage by putting his hand on the ground and chopping his feet to get almost a first down. That's just an impressive individual effort by Jack Lowry.
Again, this is the second meeting between these two teams. They met back in August, 24-21 Liberty on that night. Gray, the carry, straight up the middle, gets submarined a yard shy of the first down marker, and here comes 3rd and short. Good job by Cole Gonier, the linebacker for Park Hill. It'll be 3rd and a yard.
I got to imagine it's going to be something probably in Jack Lowry's hands and probably over the right side of the offensive line, unless they want to try to go cute and try to maybe get 6 points here and keep maybe catch the Park Hill defense snapping.
Yeah, pretty run heavy coming out of the locker room have been the Blue Jays. They're going to keep it on the ground. Gray on the counter has a first down as he falls forward to the 28-yard line. They needed 1, got 4.
Yeah, simple, but it worked. Nice job there by this offensive line, getting just enough push.
4.5 to go, third quarter. Again, 10-0 Liberty. It was a 3-0 game at halftime, but a fumble recovery for a touchdown from about 45 yards away by Nathan Gray has put the Blue Jays in the driver's seat. And now with the ball and on the move, deep in Park Hill territory. They're going to keep it on the ground. Looking for space is Lowry, and he gets dropped near the 27-yard line. Only a gain of a yard on the ground, 2nd and 9. But again, we saw Liberty a couple of times in the first half get down deep into Park Hill territory, come away empty.
Yeah, no, they had to come with field goal attempts, or missed, and they missed a field goal too. So most importantly, though, they're keeping the ball out of Park Hill's hands and eating up a lot of clock here. I like what Coach Region's done. Come out in the second half and say we're going to be physical. We're going to win the time of possession battle, and it's working here, even if you don't punch this one to the end zone.
2nd and 9. Lowry remains in the backfield. They're going to fake it to him. Roush is going to roll right. Pressure in his face, and he just grounds it. It'll be 3rd down. He dumped it off to the feet of some linemen back at the line of scrimmage, and here comes a big 3rd down for this Park Hill defense.
Yeah, manages just to get it back to the line of scrimmage. If that doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage, they might call grounding on that one, because he was very, very close to being it. Yeah, I thought he was inside the pocket, but if it just got enough to the outside and just got back to the line of scrimmage. But you're right, Tim, this is a huge 3rd down. Now, if I'm Park Hill, I'm wondering, do you dial up some pressure? Do you dial up some pressure and hope that you can make Roush make a mistake?
They've got one of the best pass rushers in the area, Johnny Wilson. Only a junior, but he's got several Division I offers. 3rd and 9. Time for Roush. Zips it left side. Completes it inside the 12-yard line. First grab of the game for Blake Fordyce, and that's going to move the chains.
Yeah, nice play. We talked about him being a big play threat, and he's been banged up all season long. Like how they went to him. That shows confidence, and then you have confidence in Blake Fordyce to come up and throw to your guy that only came into the game with 8 receptions on the entire season. It was out for much of the season with injury, but you need a big 3rd down conversion. Who you go to number 6, and he converts.
Right at the 12-yard line. 1st and 10, or excuse me, the 17-yard line rather. 1st and 10. They're going to keep it on the ground. Across the 15-yard line goes Nathan Gray.
Go back to that 3rd down play, Tim. I also like how they got the ball quickly out of Roush's hands, so they knew that their pressure was coming. And they ran an out route. It was open, but it's still a great play call to this Blue Jay offensive staff for getting the ball quickly out of Alex Roush's hands.
We creep near 3 minutes on this Friday night in Liberty, Missouri. Blue Jays taking their time here on this second
This drive is just eating up time.
2 receivers on a 2nd and 8 play. They send a man in motion to the left side. Lowry in the backfield. Roush is going to give it to him straight up the middle, weaving in and out of defenders inside the 10, turning to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, Liberty.
Well, we talked a couple plays ago about how he's not all that shifty, but right there, that was some shiftiness. Looked like he was on water skis there, going from right to left, and managed to scoot through there and sets up this first and goal to go situation.
2.5 to go third quarter. Blue Jays have not gotten an offensive touchdown tonight. Their only touchdown came on that fumble recovery by Nathan Gray. They've got a chance here on a first and goal. They're going to give it to Gray. Straight up the middle, goes nowhere. Maybe got across the 5-yard line. Second and goal coming up.
Now this might be a time where I run a little play action, maybe get bootleg, get Roush out on the perimeter and throw it to either Fordyce or Book.
Well, now Fordyce is going to head off to the sideline. Book will be in there. Book, he's a big guy, 6'3", 185. He's a tall target. They're going to also line up Lowry
out wide
on the perimeter. Again, he's a threat in the passing game. And he's been their most targeted receiver in this game. Second and goal right at the 5-yard line. Roush is going to send Lowry in motion to the left side. He's going to give it to Gray straight up the middle. Diving for the end zone. Nathan Gray is just shy at the 1.
Thought maybe he was close. We don't have the best angle up here. But he was stretched out, and it was awful close.
Third and goal. Blue Jays trying to hammer it home. Up 10-0.
Crowd senses this is a big moment in the game right here.
1 minute to go third quarter. Roush is going to keep it and push the pile across the end zone. And now it's 16-0 Liberty. Roush on the quarterback keeper, and the Blue Jays are in control at home.
That was a play your offensive lineman you just got to love. You know you don't have to get just a few inches. But guess what, Tim? They pushed the defensive line a good 2 or 3 yards into the backfield on a quarterback sneak. Roush had no problem at all getting in there. And Liberty, full control of this game.
Just a minute left, like I said, in this third quarter. The extra point kick is up and good. And now it's 17-0 Blue Jays taking over at home in the first round of the playoffs on your ESPN Kansas City High School Football Game of the Week.
All right, guys, listen up. Are you like
1 minute?
Can never get a good shave at a good price? Well, you're wrong. I found out back in 2015 about Harry's.com. That's HARRYS.com. Great shave at what is basically about 50% of what you pay for those big name brands that you're going to find in your drugstores. And they've got an unbelievable deal for you right now. They're going to give you their starter set for free. You heard me right. You'll get the Truman Set ergonomic handle, 5 precision engineered blades with the lubricating strip and the trimmer blade to get those hard to reach areas. Great shave gel, travel blade cover, and post-shave balm. That's almost a $20 value. You will get it for free. Just cover the shipping, and they'll give it to you for free. But you got to have my promo code PETRO. Go to Harry's.com and use the promo code PETRO. PETRO. That's how you
made it when you had your own promo code, right?
Cover the shipping. Go right now. Get your free trial set, including handle, blade, shave
promo code Krabby
at Harry's.com. Use the promo code PETRO. PETRO. Save today.
They're jumping out here in Liberty, up 17-0 with the third quarter winding to an end. The kicking unit out there for Liberty. Noel and Webb back deep for Park Hill. End over end kick. Angled to Jalen Noel's going to have a chance off the 1 yard line. Near hash, making a man miss. Jalen Noel across the 30-yard line, 35, and he's tripped up near the 37.
He is fast. Great cut.
A great job by that return unit, too. I mean, there was a monster hole on the right side. Now Jalen Noel is hobbled coming off the field.
That's not good. One of those nights here. Let's get you a couple scores from the A10 varsity scoreboard, especially Class 6 playoffs. On the Missouri side, Lee Summit North 19, Ray Peck 8. Closer than a lot of people thought. This one's a little bit of a surprise. Tim. Lee Summit West 14, Liberty North 13.
Wow.
Rockhurst up 42-7 over Lee Summit High. No surprise there. Blue Springs South looks like they're on their way to get a playoff win. They're up 28-14 over Troy. Blue Springs up 29-0 over Jeff City. No surprise there.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens in that Lee Summit West game. They're on the other side of this District 4 bracket. First down, Graves is going to dump it off in the flat to Gathright left side, looking for blocking. making men miss. Breaking another tackle, flags fly, might be a horse collar, reversing field. He's got blocks, he's got a ton of room. Midfield, Gathright, turning on the speed. 30, 25, dodging a man, down to the 22-yard line. Javion Gathright, a huge play for Park Hill. There is a flag down.
I'm wondering if they're going to call a hold. I really wonder if they're going to call a hold. It was close to being a horse collar, but there was also a lot of blocking out on the perimeter where that's usually where you get holding, so we're going to be very fascinating to see what the call is. I kind of lean toward it being a holding, personally.
Here comes the call.
No, face man. I didn't see that one at all. All right.
So how about that?
That was wrong on both of them. That's usually a spot where you do see the holding on the perimeter because he was trying to get to the outside, but wow, that's the sudden turn of events here now. Park Hill is going to be cooking here on offense. They're going to have great field position to possibly put this one in the end zone and get right back in this game.
Remember, these two teams met back in August. It was 17-0 Liberty in that game. Park Hill rallied, made it 17-13. Liberty got a touchdown. Park Hill answered, but by then it was too little too late. It was 24-21, and Liberty was able to kneel down the clock. 17-0 right now in this one. But Park Hill threatening. They're in the red zone at the 18-yard line. That's where they marked Gathright down. Graves, short drop, looking right, has all day. Scrambling back, stepping up in the pocket, shakes past the defender. Now running to the far side, trying to pick up some yardage on the ground. He will across the 10-yard line, and he reaches for the first down marker. He's going to be just shy.
A lot of running for.
Yeah, he was all over the place,
and he had happy feet in the pocket. That's one thing you just kind of want your quarterbacks to do is just be calm and comfortable. He didn't have to have happy feet and set his feet, and he just was not able to find an open receiver because he was too busy dancing, but did dance for almost a first down.
Carry straight up the middle, carrying a man inside the 5, spinning off one, and he's dropped. The ball is taken out by the Blue Jays, and they're going to have a turnover. Oh, they stole it right out of the arms of Carey, and the Blue Jays thwart Park Hill again.
I think that's going to be Isaiah Hill, who's had a great game from his nose tackle spot. The 5'10", 300-pounder just really ripped the ball right out of his hands, Tim.
Hog-tied him and took the ball away from Carey as he slung him to the ground. Blue Jays are going to end quarter 3 with the momentum back in their corner. 17-0 as we head for quarter number 4 on your ESPN Kansas City Game of the Week.
We've been in business for almost 30 years.
Wow.
We're certainly doing things right. That's why there's only one place.
I mean, I just thought he was going down. He could have
Dale's Auto Collision Repair Center in Bruce. Dale's works on every.
I was impressed with his celebration. Did you see what he took the ball, held up, and spiked it?
If you need that car, truck, or van repair,
that was awesome.
Dale's Auto Collision Repair Center, 1401.
Look at what I have here.
In Blues.
Bam!
816-228-1855. Or check them out at Dale's Auto.
It's just that type of night for Park Hill.
Yeah.
Experience one of Kansas City's premier championship golf courses at Sycamore Ridge Golf Club. Escape from the city to a golf oasis with
I don't know if I'll say this on the air, but I don't know if either one of these teams are pretty good.
No. 10 when you book your next tee time to receive a
complimentary. The Jaguars, Mill Valley up 49-3.
Limited time offer is only.
They're playing Topeka West, so those Topeka schools are so bad.
We're just a short drive from Leawood, Lenexa, Olathe, and Overland Park. Book your next tee time today at SycamoreRidge.com.
17-0 and a huge play by the Liberty defense to end quarter number 3. The defensive tackle Isaiah Hall, all 5'10", 315, hog-tied the tailback Eric Carey, spun him to the ground and stole the football away.
Now you missed it, left out the best part after the play. He was so excited, he took the ball, held it up in the air, and spiked it down. That's usually 15 yards, but that just shows you how excited he was about that big play.
Lowry on the ground, dodging a man. He's across the 15, and he scurries out near the 17-yard line. 10 yards, move the chains for Liberty.
Well, and Coach Hood's got to really fight to keep his defense motivated. They've played so well all night long, and their offense has not helped them at all. So you got to wonder at some point if you just start to feel a little bit dejected on the defensive side of the ball. You've done your job, but your offense hasn't lived up to their billing.
Blue Jays able to gain some field position again. They took over at their own 7. And they're going to keep it on the ground. Lowry on a counter, making men miss, and then Hayden Wallace wraps him up near the 23-yard line. 6 quick yards, though, and he made a couple defenders lose themselves back at the line of scrimmage.
Indeed they did. Indeed they did. Nice job. I've been very impressed with him all night long. He's done a lot of really good things, and he's so fun to watch on film because I love how they utilize him and really kind of every facet of the game, and we're seeing that here tonight.
2nd and 5.
Equipment issue. Gotta tie his shoes. He ran so fast, his shoestrings came untied there. Jack Lowry.
This quarterback helping him out with that. And that was 2nd down play. We are inside 11 minutes to go in the ball game, and a 17-0 affair. It was 3-0 at halftime. Liberty has added 14 in the second half. They're going to give it to Lowry, right side, trying to get to the edge. He's going to get run down near the 24-yard line, maybe a yard.
Boy.
They're going to give him a good spot out to the 25.
I tell you what, Johnny Wilson went over and talked to the white hat and showed him how his jersey was twisted sideways because Matt Lawson grabbed him and yanked him and did everything he could to. It was clearly a hold, and guess what? That run play went right over where Johnny Wilson was being held.
3rd and 2. Roush wants to throw. Wilson got held up again. Deep ball right side is tipped up and incomplete. But boy, I don't know if you saw that, but Wilson made a great initial swim move at the line. He was in the backfield, and he just got roped around by the right tackle.
No question, and he's right. He went to the white hat again and looked like he was pleading for a call, and there should have been a call. Should have been a call.
And you're already fired up about it, but if they complete that long pass, you're going to lose it if you're Josh Hood.
Yeah.
And I haven't been keeping an eye on that for most of the game, but again, you pointed out to me in the first play after it was a clear hold with a no call. It is a punt situation, though, as Park Hill gets a stop. Clock stops at 10:18. They come after this punt. They don't get there. A high end-over-end kick hits near midfield, and it's going to be down near the 40.
But again, Park Hill's defense does their job.
Yes.
I mean, they've done their job all that long. It's just going to be so frustrating for them right now. Johnny Wilson's getting held. You're making big plays. You're off, doing a job of getting your defense off the field, and your offense just cannot click all night long. So there's got to be some sort of major frustration over there right now for the defensive side.
You don't want to look forward yet. There's still a lot of time left, but this Park Hill defensive line is probably going to be the best in Kansas City next year.
Oh, yeah.
All three guys juniors, and Coach Hood said not only Johnny Wilson, but he thinks Jameel Burns is going to be a Division I guy.
He's 6'4" frame, no question.
They're going to be unreal on the D-line next season. Park Hill gets it back. They've still got a shot down 17-0, but they got 10 minutes to play with. Noel goes in deep motion. Graves wants to throw one deep right side, has a man out there, caught across the 15, inside the 5, and scurrying his way into the end zone, and the Trojans are on the board in the fourth quarter.
This shows you how impactful Noel is in this game. Two defenders covered him and left the receiver, Peyton Stanfield, wide open, and Graves had enough time, and he hung it up in the air, and Stanfield grabbed it in stride, down the right side of the field, into the end zone. And this game's not over yet, Tim.
Graves to Stanfield on the hookup, like you said, and they answer in one play. And now the extra point unit out there, and now flags fly at the snap and movement before.
I love the play design. They've been trying that little bubble where they run Noel out into the flat, and it's worked once. And it was the fumble play where it fell back and they picked it up and ran it back for 6. But that play right there was off that play design, and Stanfield running right down the sideline wide open because two defenders bit and tried to come up and cover Noel, and he was just the decoy on the play.
Third receiving touchdown for Peyton Stanfield on the year. And that went from 57 away. Dialed up by Ryan Graves. He had a lot of separation. And it was an offsides call against Liberty, so they don't move it up. And the extra point kick is knocked through. 17-7, Trojans have life, but the clock's against them. 10 minutes to go on your ESPN KC Game of the Week.
Hey, it's Lebo here for CertaPro Painters. Just because summer's over doesn't mean it's too late to protect what's likely your biggest investment, your home, with a fresh coat of paint.
No, but
1-800
Shawnee Mission Northwest 2114.
They'll handle all your needs from
What's that Lisa West
all the way through cleanup.
We will find out.
Top-notch all the way through the process. I know, because they've been great for me every time I've used it.
We can watch it.
Or outside of my home. Their personal
2113 still
CertaPro Painters business is independently
Lisa
owned.
North.
So it's a national company.
There's only 19
right
to
here in our
14.
community. The best of both worlds. That number again is 1-800-GO-CERTA. You can even schedule an estimate online at CertaPro.com. Remember, that's Certa with a C. This is the time of year to paint.
They shouldn't be.
Really
They should have offensive players to
get you prepped for the
get past right back.
To come.
That'd be
Give them a call.
A really fun game to do.
Go Certa, or check them out online
Weston
at
Rockers.
Yeah, we did it a couple years ago, if I recall.
We do painting.
Yeah,
Rock's a higher seat, right?
It'll be a So Park Hill, they get on the board. Peyton Stanfield, 57 yards to the house from Ryan Graves, and now Park Hill lines up as if they may kick this one onside.
Yeah, we saw enough of them last week. Why not?
They need 2 scores. They're still down 10. They got time, 10:01 to play, but their defense has been stellar. They shift 2 guys to the right side and a guy to the left. They are going to onside, kick it to the far side, but Liberty is going to recover it off a bobble, and the Blue Jays take over. But you're okay with that. You live with that if you're Josh Hood because of how your defense
Well, and you need possessions at this point because we've seen how Liberty has been eating clock up, running the ball very effectively. That play was, I love the play design. It worked. It just did not get the one bounce you need. You need that one bounce on onside kicks to have it bounce up and go over the receivers' heads. It didn't happen. But the way your defense is played, you don't mind that at all.
Ended up being a worm burner off the tee.
Like that, yeah.
You love that term.
I like worm burner. It needs to be used more in sports.
I'll make a note to do it the next few weeks. They're going to keep it on the ground on a first down. Lowry, good cutback, and he's across the 45 into Liberty territory.
Well, now that we're here in the fourth quarter, we're scoreboard watching all over the Metro on both sides of the state line, but folks up here in Liberty are certainly paying attention to what's happening in the Class 6 playoffs. Liberty North is only up 14-9 over Ray Peck. Lee Summit West 21-13 over Liberty North. Rockhurst up 42-7 over Lee Summit High. No surprise there. Blue Springs South continues to lead Troy 28-14, and Blue Springs continues to lead 29-0 over Jeff City.
2nd and 3. Lowry got 7 on first down. Now it's Gray in the backfield to the left of Roush. They're going to give it to him. Right guard, he pushes the pile forward for 1.5 yards. And here comes a 3rd down play. And you don't love the yardage if you're Park Hill, but it is an opportunity.
Yeah. The way that your defense has played on 3rd down situations tonight, maybe not as much in the second half here, but how they played all night long, you like that you have a chance to get off the field here.
Inside 9 to play. Keep an eye on Johnny Wilson. Again, he has been hounding the referee for a holding call really all night. I'm sure they'll run away from him here on a 3rd and 1. It's Gray in the backfield. A powerful tailback is Nathan Gray. They're going to give it to him straight up the middle. Has a first down as he dives to the 36-yard line. He got a little bit of wiggle room behind left guard and was able to take advantage.
I don't know if you saw what they did there. They went unbalanced there. They pulled the left tackle, Eric Hooten, over to the right side. And then, interestingly, they ran off left guard off of that. So, kind of countered the formation, but just enough of a push for this offensive line, but like that unbalanced look, you just don't see that too much in high school football anymore.
Park Hill knows they can't give up too many more 3rd down conversions as we approach 8 minutes to play in the ball game. Trojans still down 10. Lowry is back there at tailback, is going to run left side, patient running. Lowry is down to the 30-yard line.
Oh, this is just execution is just so impressive. Love what Liberty's doing, how they're just eating and bleeding the clock on every single play. They're not snapping the ball with just a couple seconds left on the play clock. And I just love what they're doing here. It's just smart football there by a well-coached team.
Called about 6 yards, 17-7, 7:40 to go, fourth quarter. Liberty with the lead and the football in Park Hill territory near the 30-yard line. Trying to ice this one away. A touchdown on this drive would certainly do so. It would put the Blue Jays up 3 scores. 2 receivers in the formation. Roush is going to keep it on the ground with Lowry dodging one man, and he gets back to the 29 and no further, and another monster third down in this game for Park Hill. The clock continues to work against you.
Yeah, you need to stop right here. This is a must-stop situation if you're Park Hill and you want to win this game.
Again, down 10, just got their first touchdown of the ballgame on their previous drive, an 8 pass to Peyton Stanfield. Can the defense make a stand? It's going to be third and a long 3. They've got to get across the 26-yard line. Ball just shy of the 29. The tailback is going to be Nathan Gray. He's the workhorse to the speed of Jack Lowry. They're going to give it to him right guard. He pushes the pile forward, has a first down, stays on his feet across the 20. He's ripped down near the 16-yard line.
Just running through tackles, running over right guard. Mark Grant and Tanner Nelson did a nice job there on Wilson. Just could not get him down.
Gray has been a great counterpunch to Lowry all night. And another big run for this Liberty offense. And they're starting to ice it away. 6.5 to play. Park Hill almost down to their final strike here.
Yeah, because they're going to be able to eat up at least 2 or 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes at least here.
Another first down would certainly do some damage to Park Hill. Lowry, right side, trying to get to the edge. Making a man miss, stays on his feet, down to the 8-yard line. There is a flag down to the backfield, however, in the area of a hold. And it is a hold against the Blue Jays.
Get it on Jawan Grant, was being held. Johnny Wilson didn't get the call, but Jawan Grant, the big nose guard, did on that play. And I think that was the right call because they did kind of have to push him and grab him and slide him out of the way. And that's right where Lowry made that cut.
It does stop the clock at 6 minutes. Lowry now without that carry. I mean, obviously it doesn't count, but 23 carries, $132 on the ground. Nathan Gray, a workhorse tonight, 13 carries for 45 on the ground. He also has a defensive touchdown on a fumble recovery. Alex Roush, he has the rushing touchdown from a yard out. It'll be 1st and 20 for the Blue Jays, taking a play clock all the way down inside 5. Lowry, the tailback, is going to get the call, and he's going to get hammered at the line of scrimmage. That time, Park Hill, a great push inside. They're actually going to lose a yard. And here comes 2nd and 21.
I like what they're trying to do also on the Park Hill side of the ball by trying to strip the ball away. Good protection by Lowry on that play to keep it from being stripped away.
2nd and real long. Again, Park Hill, the clock's the enemy. 3 timeouts remain for Josh Hood. You'd like to not use one here. You need a stop. They got 21 yards to work with. Liberty, to move the chains, has to get down to the Park Hill 7-yard line. They're snapping it here off the 30. Roush hands to Gray straight up the middle. Got past the initial push down to the 27-yard line.
Called the timeout there. Called the timeout in 3rd and long. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really be critiqueful at this point. 4:47 to go, 4th quarter. That's your first timeout taken if you're Josh Hood. You need time. So you're all right with that for now.
I'm okay with it.
In the back of your mind, you're thinking if you get points on this following drive and you have to kick an onside and they recover, you'd like to hold on to some timeouts if you have to have them. But again, it was a good onside kick the last time for Park Hill. It just didn't get that final hop. And again, we're keeping an eye on these other games in the area. It's playoff time in Missouri. The winner of this game gets the winner of the 1-8 game, Lee Summit North and Ray Peck. It was a tight one last checked. I think it was a 5-point game, you said.
Yep.
And on the other side of the district, Rockhurst, Hammer, and Lee Summit, they are going to take on the Liberty of Lee Summit West and Liberty North. And right now, West only up 21-13 on Liberty North. So District 4, as always, an exciting district and a big play in the Lee Summit West game.
Yeah, Liberty North just converted a 4th down play to go inside the red zone.
We'll keep an eye on that here. It's 3rd and real long for Liberty. Roush, pump and go for Lowry. Now he's going to hold it back, zip it left side, and incomplete. He had Lowry on the near side. and he thought about it, decided to hold it back, and then threw it away. It's 4th down, and that's big because an incompletion stops the clock at 4:39.
Exactly. Great coverage by the entire defensive backfield. Deshaun Powell was right in his hip pocket, receiver's hip pocket. Antonio McCullough was right in Lowry's hip pocket. Outstanding job, and we're going to see maybe a long field goal attempt here for the Blue Jays.
This would be a boot, and I'm not sure you don't try to punt this. I don't know the range for Grant Ross. He did miss.
Well, now we're back out to
it is.
We ran punt team out first, and now we're running the field goal team out.
1 for 2. This is off the right hash, and Park Hill's just going to line up in a defensive formation. This is a boot. This is a 44-yarder off the right hash. Again, he was good from 29 and missed a 35-yarder in the first half. This from 44, and it would flip field position if he missed. Hold down. Kick on the way. It is good. It cost the crossbar by about a half yard. Grant Ross dials it up from 44, and it's a 13-point lead for Liberty on your ESPN Kansas City Game of the Week.
Are you as tired as I am of high energy bills?
It worked. Barely went over.
Maybe due to bad windows. In fact, up to 50% of your cool air could be blowing out of leaky, drafty windows as well as letting hot air in. There are lots of window companies, but what none of them have is a Toby Tobin seal of approval.
Toby Tobin seal of approval.
You can trust, a huge factor when buying windows. I trust Four Seasons and have for years. Four Seasons doesn't just shoot you a one-price-fits-all scheme. They find out what you want, what you need. Then they create a custom plan for your home and your budget. In fact, right now, as for the Toby Tobin special, get 25% off for high-quality, energy-efficient windows.
Liberty North just turned the ball. I think that was the last play of the game, maybe.
SeasonsKC.com.
I'd say it was.
Visit their showroom in Lee Summit and tell them Toby sent you. You can trust Four Seasons, I guarantee.
So Park Hill, it at least stays a 2-possession game, but a bomb 44-yard field goal connected on by Grant Ross off the right hash. And a high end-over-end kick is going to be fielded at the 1-yard line by Jalen Noel. Near hash, gets to the middle of the field. He's got a roll! Jalen Noel's got a caravan! Far sideline 40! It's a foot race! Noel, midfield, with the kicker to beat, and he'll get past him inside the 10-5! Jalen Noel has brought the Trojans back into this ball game! No flags on the field, and it's a 20-13 game! Noel changing the game in a flash!
Grant Ross had kicked the ball into the end zone multiple times here tonight. That time did not. And they pay. Outstanding, blazing speed by Jalen Noel. Ross had the angle on him. He said, I'm going to take your angle and I'm going to blow it up with speed.
Jalen Noel, are you kidding me? 4:20 to go in the fourth quarter. And the Trojans are hanging on to that heartbeat. Unbelievable. Extra point unit out there. Hold down. Kick on the way, and it's good. It's a 6-point game, 20-14. Park Hill has scored 2 touchdowns, a 1-play 57-yard drive, and a 99-yard kick return. But we got a ball game. Strap in on ESPN Kansas City.
Hi folks, if your home is older than 30 years, it may be time to inspect your electric.
Now we got the Rockers Summit West matchup.
Electrical check for the shocking price of just $99. Need a repair from outlets to security cameras, lighting installation, panel upgrades, and more. Our bright electricians will help bring your home up to code. They'll even give you $30 off your repair. Better call Bob.
That'd be a fun game.
Better vote Bob. When you vote Bob, you can rest assured your home is in good hands. Hi, I'm Bob Hamilton, and I'm making home services great again. A vote for me means yearly checks on your home plumbing, electrical, furnace, and AC, plus a 15% discount on all service work. Wow, how's that for peace of mind? Better vote Bob for our Peace of Mind Service Partner Plan.
Here we go.
Plumbing, heating and AC. Call 888-4GLB. Remember 913.
Kicking seam out there for Park Hill, and let's see if they get cheeky again here. They tried an onside last time. This time they're going to pooch it. Far side, nobody in the area. It's a live ball at the 30-yard line. Fought over, and Liberty is going to take it away. And they're going to have the football 1st and 10 near their own 28-yard line, but a lot of time. 4:18 and 2 timeouts for the Trojans.
Yeah, definitely. This game has flipped. But if you're Liberty, you don't need to panic. You need to continue to do what you've been doing. You've moved the ball most of the second half. You've controlled this game. Let Jack Lowry, let Nathan Gray run the ball effectively. But if you're Park Hill, your defense has kept you in this game all night long. Now you just need to come up with a big play to continue to keep flipping this momentum your direction.
Roush is going to hand it up, straight up the middle. It goes nowhere to Lowry. Maybe a half yard.
Amazing what one play can do to change the momentum. Make you suddenly play harder, make you run faster, make you tackle better. Just amazing what one little play can do, and suddenly you can't hear it on our speakers, but we can hear it very clearly. The Park Hill crowd is very loud on their side of the field.
And you can hear a pin drop on the home side. They're getting stunned right now by the Trojans on the comeback path, but they got some work to do. 3:40 to play, clock rolling. Liberty is going to take this one all the way down in the play clock. 2nd and 9 after the 1-yard carry. It's Gray in the backfield now, sending pressure. They're going to go Gray right up the middle. He banks forward, still going across the 35 near the 37-yard line. 3rd and 2.
And it's kind of critical, obviously, that this is a big play here. It's pretty obvious here, and wouldn't be surprised if they go back to Gray, their big physical running back. Also wouldn't be surprised if Park Hill brings the heat.
If Liberty picks up a first down here, Josh Hood's going to have to start burning those timeouts. 3rd and a short 3. Showing pressure movement and an offsides on Park Hill.
It's going to be Jawan Grant right over the nose of the football.
He is staring at the football, and he's the man that leaps into the center Hayden West in an offsides call. And now, this is it.
That's just so unfortunate.
2:54 to go.
And Grant's had a great game, and it's played well on both sides of the ball. The defensive line's done outstanding tonight for Park Hill, but just trying to anticipate the snap count.
A first down will go a long way in icing this one for Liberty. Again, 2 timeouts for Park Hill. Even if Liberty is forced to punt on this drive, they're going to be able to milk some clock. 2 receivers in the formation, but I don't anticipate a pass. Gray, the tailback, to the right of Roush. Park Hill showing pressure. Creeping those linebackers up. They're going to keep it with Gray, plunging straight up the middle across the 45, near the 46-yard line, 4 yards, and a timeout for Josh Hood.
Yeah, and the way that Park Hill's braining their linebackers, Gray or Lowry just slips through. They're going to go for a long, long way with the way that it's set up right now. So let's get a couple other quick scores here. We do know that Lee Summit West was able to hang on over Liberty North. So folks listening here in Liberty know that the Titans have gone through and beaten the Eagles. Rockers was up big over Lee Summit High. They look like they're through. Lee Summit North 26-14 now ahead. They've stretched their lead over Ray Peck. So it looks like the winner of this game will play Lee Summit North next week, and that should be a fun one. But the other Class 4 district game is going to be outstanding. Really looking forward to Rockhurst and Lee Summit West. That should be just an all-out slugfest, Tim.
By the way, now through Saturday, Park Hill fans, you can use online promo code 810 Trojans. Liberty fans, you can use 810 Blue Jays at papajohns.com. You'll receive 30% off your order, 10% of which goes back to the Booster Club. The team with the most online orders receives an additional 10% Booster Club donation. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. And again, after the conclusion of this game, tune into the Bob Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, Rooter, and Electrical post-game show. Better call Bob. 2nd and 6. 1 timeout remaining for Park Hill. Again, this is all the chips are on the table right here. You got to get a stop or the game's going to be over. They go straight up the middle. Gray pushing the pile forward to the 49. 2.5 yards shy of the first down marker.
Or was that last time
out, like you said, by Josh Hood. And this is the season. 2:21 to go in the fourth quarter. You cannot stop it again.
No selling it short. This is the season for both these teams. Make the first down. You advance to play Lee Summit North. Make a stop. Get the ball back in your own. Give yourself a chance. Yeah. And your defense. I mean, I got to tip my hat to whatever happens. I got to tip my hat to this Park Hill defense. They played outstanding all night long with their offensive struggles, and even though they managed to put some points up on the board, it really hasn't been a large offensive effort here. And but looking at all the returners coming back next year, they're going to be nasty to deal with, especially up front.
They're going to have 6 returners defensively as of right now, assuming all those juniors come back. But they've got some playmakers
go pro yet, too. So.
You know what I mean. 3rd and short, 2.5 yards to pick up this first down, and if they pick it up, it's going to be a trip to the second round of the district playoffs for the Liberty Blue Jays. But Park Hill, they want one more shot. Will they get it? The 48 of Park Hill is the first down marker. Gray is the deep back. Park Hill creeping everybody up near the line of scrimmage. Roush, hard count, is going to turn, give to Gray. Net in the backfield! He is going to be short. He got a second effort near the first down marker.
They're going to give
it's
him.
Right there.
I think they're going to give him the second effort just enough. Boy.
He may have got it, waiting for the signal. They may not even measure.
Yeah, they're going to move the chains, and this game's over.
Boy, it looked like he was dead to rights, and Gray somehow slipped out of a tackle by the defensive lineman.
Just outstanding individual effort, because it was not there. It was well defended. Nathan Gray with a big fumble recovery on the defensive side of the ball for a touchdown, making up, doing just an outstanding job on the offensive side of the ball right there too with that extra effort. He stretched out, Tim. I think he's got it, just based on the way that it's marked.
And I hate to put him on the spot, but Jawan Grant had a chance to bring him down to the backfield. He was the one that jumped off sides earlier in the drive. They stretched the chains, and Liberty has got a first down. And it looks like a berth in the second round of the Class 6 playoffs. Park Hill can't stop the clock, 2:14 to play. It looks like the Blue Jays are going to escape.
It wasn't pretty in the second half for the Blue Jays, but you know what? The most important thing is going to be a W on the scoreboard, barring that they don't do anything silly here with these final 2 minutes.
I was talking to these coaches, and Josh Hood actually said it. He said, when you get to the playoffs, bottom line is, I don't care how I play. If you score more points than the other team, that's the only goal. When you hit the playoffs. During the regular season, you have a slew of goals. You want to get better, improve, blah, blah. Once the playoffs hit, your only goal is to win. You don't care how you do it, as long as you win. And on the counter, Nathan Gray is going to pick up a yard.
Get you a couple scores from the Kansas side of the playoff bracket on Class 6. Blue Valley Northwest falls 55-27 to number 1 Gardner Edgerton. No surprise there. Heck of a game going on now. Shawnee Mission North up 21-14 over Shawnee Mission Northwest. How about this? Shawnee Mission South, the Raiders, get a playoff victory over Olathe Northwest 40-21, and Blue Valley is one and done in the Kansas State playoffs, falling to Olathe East 31-21.
That's a
big surprise. If you had told me that Blue Valley would have lost in the first game of the playoffs at the beginning of the season, I would have just told you you're crazy, Tim.
Gray goes straight up the middle for a yard. We are at a minute to go in the ball game.
Olathe South moves on. Olathe North moves on. No surprise there. Free State rolls Wichita North 61-18. Get you some Class 5A scores. Aquinas 69-14 over Highland Park. No surprise there. Sumner's going to fall to Topeka Seaman. Mill Valley 49-10 final over Topeka West. St. James pulls out a victory over Lansing. St. James, one of those EKL schools that got hammered all season long with one win in the regular season. Guess what? Their second one's a playoff victory.
Inside 30 seconds. Straight up the middle, Gray decked at the line of scrimmage. And it's going to be inside 20 seconds. And that's going to do it for the Blue Jays. They're going to take down the Trojans for the second time this season. This time in the playoffs, and they have got themselves a date with the Broncos of Lee's Summit North next Friday night up at Lee's Summit North. Liberty is going to be able to celebrate this one tonight, but after today, they are in focus mode for the Broncos next week. But again, you take that win if you're Liberty. Again, you don't care how you do it.
It wasn't pretty.
Your goal is to win. They got that accomplished tonight.
It was not pretty, especially in the second half, and they almost let Park Hill come back with just several miscues. But most important thing, as you said, just win, baby.
20-14 is going to be your final score. Again, they do it after a good game by Jack Lowry, who is, again, a big factor through the air and on the ground. That guy is going to be a workhorse going forward for this offense when the passing game's not working. But the good news for Liberty is they're probably not going to face a defense as stout as Park Hill's for a few weeks now. Final numbers for Jack Lowry, 25 carries for 132 yards on the ground. Also, 5 receptions for 56 yards. Nathan Gray was a workhorse in the fourth quarter, 22 carries, 77 yards. Had a fumble recovery for a touchdown. Alex Rouse, 12 for 31, $138 through the air. He also carried it 5 times for 10 yards and a touchdown on the other side. For Park Hill, they got a 99-yard touchdown kick return by Jalen Noel. But other than that, the offense didn't do much. Ryan Graves, 9 for 16, $132, and a touchdown through the air. And on the ground, Eric Carey, 8 carries, 19 yards. Peyton Stanfield had a touchdown catch, a 57-yarder for the Trojans of Park Hill, who will end the season 5-5, one and done in District 4. Liberty, they're 7-3 and moving on in the Class 6 playoffs. They will take on Lee's Summit North, the number 1 seed in District 4, next week on the road. For Jeremy Crabtree, I am Tim Sproul. Thank you for joining us. For now, we're going back to the studio to wrap up playoff week 1 in Kansas City.
Summer's ended, and it's time to think about those fall home projects. Hey, Soren Petro here.
We're looking at about 5 minutes, guys, and then Brad wants to talk to you if that's good.
Okay.